Is it hard to understand?
When it comes to reading the Bible, the first thing that comes to mind is the fact that this is the Word of God.
The seals have been broken, and the truth is here.
And when we go throughout the scriptures, when we go throughout extra biblical records, we find that the language that God employed, that He used to create the heavens and the earth, was the Hebrew language.
Christ said, I came for the lost sheep of the house of Israel. But yet no one, no religious leader, no religious church out there anywhere can now identify the 12 tribes of Israel. Can we? God is quite simple, but it seems as if man makes understanding Him hard.
What are those mysteries?
The truth of your book and the truth will make you free. The Hebrew and Bible Academy, you're invited.
Alrighty. Shalom, everybody. How is everybody doing out there today? Alrighty. I'm looking in the chat. Shalom. How is everybody doing? Ephraim in Cleveland, Ohio. All right. Shalom, family. Who we got in the house tonight? Let me know. Let me know who we got in the house tonight. Planet of the Jakes. Let me know who we got in the house from the Planet of the Jakes. Not the Planet of the Apes. Planet of the Jakes. Rise. Quam of the Planet of the Jakes. North Carolina. All praises. We still here. They tried to hit you with the flood, but you still here, see? Blessed by the best. Nothing stress, nothing less. Oh, this shirt, Ahaya Yeshaya, right? My eyes and my protectors. That's from kingmansions.store. That's from Deacon Malak. Kingmansions.store. Okay? Yeah, I was a little hot. I just came back from jump roping and messing with my livestock out there. You know what I mean? So, yeah, Planet of the Jakes. A lot of you don't know that about 16 years ago, I came out with a mixtape called You Understand. I probably about 14 years ago, if I can remember, about Rise of the Planet of the Jakes mixtape. Yeah. I was killing the game. You know what I mean? Rise of the Planet of the Jakes about 14 years ago. So I came up and with a play with words because I seen a long time ago that they were going to use this thing that they're using today, which is why we're doing a lesson tonight. When it comes to acting like we have some type of sickness or some type of illness, some pandemic or something like that, when really the whole time it's our actual kingdom, Christ's kingdom getting ready to come. Right? So yeah. I mean, if I can find it on YouTube, I mean, we didn't even have the best studio equipment back then, boy. We were just trying to get it. But I know I was spitting them bars. From beyond the stars with the help of the Holy Spirit. You know what I mean? Yes, indeed. Yes. I've been I've been doing music for a long time. They say 16 years. Yeah, I've been in this 16 plus years. I've been baptized 16 years. But I was in the truth 2 years before that, holding down Houston with Elder Rawchaa. We was holding down Texas. So just to bring y'all back for a little history. See, something about me, when I believe in something, that's just it. I'm not going to let no offenses get in my way or emotions and all of that. Nah. You know what I mean? So, and I pray for a lot of people who have went through that, but they don't know. It's the Planet of the Jakes. It's the kingdom of the Jakes. Hey, why are you making a mistake? Running away. Huh? Somebody said, I just watched that movie yesterday. Yeah, so we getting ready to get into it. I just want to introduce myself. My name is Elder Rawchaa. Warrior Lion is the name that I was given. August 9th, 2009. Warrior Lion. And before that, they used to call me the Tiger, because I used to run alone in the streets. I didn't need nobody to fight my wars. But now I need all of y'all to fight this war. Because guess what? This war is in Christ. And we are lions of Judah in Israel. We can't do it alone. All right? So we got to be together as one body. Okay? So that's when we was fighting the fleshly war. Now we fighting the spiritual war. And, you know, you have to have eyes to see and ears to hear. So tonight, I hope you're ready. Make sure you hit the like button. Okay? And we will be going into some homesteading things again. And, you know what I mean? Make sure you subscribe to people that's in our church. We have some great homesteading channels. I'm just now getting back on it because, like I said, I got the storms took me back. I'm not gonna lie, the hailstorm and then come the hurricane. They took me back, destroyed one of my greenhouses and things like that. So between working on Key, the church, and trying to homestead and homeschool, it's a lot. So you gotta, you just gotta take your time and get it back together. But I'm doing good. I got me some new livestock. And let me tell you, it's working out real nice. That thing is growing. We got the cows, we got the sheep, the goats, and the chickens. So soon to be finger licking. Right? So yes, tonight we are calling our lesson Planet of the Jakes. All right? Planet of the Jakes. Let me put this down here so it won't be in my way. And before we go into it, I'm just going to make a few announcements. Right? Let me see if I can get that pulled up there. So, one moment. So we have our Hebrew and Bible Academy, and I have to put this out there because we always have new people who watch us. And if they don't know, we want to put them in the know. We know some of you already know. And like Paul said, it's okay for us to put you in remembrance. And just how Esau does things and is successful, we have to do just the same thing. But really, they're getting everything that they have done successful from us, I have to say. So in this new generation, you have to, bring them in remembrance and give reminders. We're all human. We forget. So, all right. But I hope you didn't forget about historytimes.org, because that's why I start the show with it. It is our Hebrew and Bible Academy or school. And this is the original. This is the trademark. This is the stamp, right? And, we have some other pages that's out there showing, right, our Hebrew and Bible Academy. You shouldn't do that because guess what? It's illegal to do that. So I'm just letting you know it's illegal to do that. So if you guys are seeing anybody out there sharing, you understand the things that all of the hard work goes in. Your money goes into this too, to support. Right? Anybody who comes into another gate is a thief and a robber. So if anybody, does that, I'm not saying their intentions are bad, but for some reason, when it comes to our people waking up as Israelites, we think we can just walk over each other like it's no problem because we all found out we're Israelites. Would you do that in the Christian church? They would toss you out. Would you do that in the Nation of Islam? They would toss you out. Would you go to a Hindu temple and do that? They would toss you out. So this is when you can tell that people have no respect and no understanding about what this really is. They think it's about being an individualite, and then you're using someone else's stuff. You're building off of someone else's foundation. Why don't you just give them a call and ask them if it's possible that you can do it? And they'll let you know how they want it to be done or if it can be done or not. So just wanted to put that out there really quick because one of my officers saw that it's people, you understand, out there actually, putting their hands on things that don't belong to them. It's called thou shalt not steal. Maybe you forgot that commandment. Okay? So anyway, without further ado, we're getting ready to go into 2025. Last week was the first lesson of creation. Okay. And I hope you didn't miss it. If you did, obviously, you know that these things are recorded so that you can revisit them and be able to watch it again if your working schedule is different. So don't miss out on what everyone is talking about. The Hebrew and Bible Academy is experiencing its best year ever with brand new lessons, timely news reporting. The elders of the Gathering of Christ Church would like to invite you to enroll in the next Hebrew and Bible Academy, which starts on November 10th. Obviously, we're past that. We're on the 12th. Okay. 2024, 9 a.m. New York time. Seats are filling up fast, and they are. Hurry to enroll and secure your seat today. Okay. This academy's theme is the fall of the last empire, which is true. That's what we're living in now. And you want to be in the know. And guess what? It's all put together, organized for you. So you don't have to go and search through the treasure box of treasures that we have on A Gathering 144 G.O.C.C. Media. You can get all the up-to-date lessons and go back into the treasure box and pull out whatever blessing that the Most High will give you along with that. So, in-depth lessons on the path to the mark. All right. For those of you who have been in our church for over a decade, you will know that this was a big part, a big benchmark for our you understand, our church, a big spiritual mark in our path. Okay. The return of the hidden gods. Okay. Daniel 7, the fall of America, the fall of the last empire. All right. So, the Hebrew and Bible Academy is a 3-month online Hebrew, Bible, and history course, which includes 12 weeks of live historical biblical lessons, viewable for 30 days each, Sunday from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, all right, via a private Ustream link. So you cannot share it. Please don't share it. Once again, like I said, it is illegal. Let me tell you, it's like... It is like, what do I want to say? It's just selfish. It's just covetous. It's just no respect. It's just lack of honor. It's just, so please just have some respect, not just for this, but just for any of you guys. Like, don't walk on each other's, toes with things. Like I said, you would not go and do these things to the Gentiles. It's crazy how we're stronger physically than the Gentiles, but we will go and kill our own. Like, we just sleep. So we just have to wake up out of that type of sleep where we're just doing silly things like that. I showed a video last week how we're so tough against each other, walk over each other. And then when some people who are not even tough as us come through, we act like total cowards. We don't use that same energy. So please, you know what I mean? Have some respect. So I do want to, once again, one second. I haven't really put these out there yet, but we do have L&K line. Okay. I really have only been selling them to the elders right now. I'm gonna have to go into a whole lesson on why I chose to do it. It's been a long time coming, years that I've been working on trying to bring it about, the perfect type of shoe for myself, and just learning how the foot works in the ancient times. Obviously, I still have my basketball shoes when I need to play basketball, but these are barefoot shoes. They are high class, and when I say high class, I'm not just like saying that to market to you. And our brother Ramar also has some nice sports shoes in his apparel line. So I love what our brothers and sisters are doing when it comes to like the t-shirt that I have on from Deacon Malak and the things, that Elder Rawchaa has, and, let me not get it right. Let me not get it wrong. Before she get mad at me, because that's what I was used to calling it. Proven by water, proven by fire. All right. our sister, right? She has some beautiful shirts, and it's so much more out there, right? So that's why I wear these things on the show, to promote and to just show how our people, even though people are looking down on us, like, listen, we are on our grind, and we're doing the best we can, and not just the best we can, we're doing it, right? So that's just one color. I'm gonna come on the show again and show you. I'm gonna, I got a lot of colors, baby. So when you see me in these at the Passover, I have I have different types of leather. I got the shiny leather, the little classic leather, and I also have the suede. And I also have the Stacey Adams with the shape of your actual toe. Okay? With the shape of your actual wide toe box, so that your toes are not actually getting stuck in the way that the American style wants them to be. Okay? These shoes, okay, are made overseas. So they're not even made here because America is not promoting such a thing. So yes, I got me a partner, and he is full leather. Real leather, no patent garbage. Real leather. And I have a copper rivet to make sure that you're grounding. And I'm going to prove to you that your foot is being grounded without all of this these lies that you see out there. I'm going to prove to you with actual electrical little grounding unit to prove, like, no, when you walk on this, your foot is supposed to be grounded. And it takes you time to get. I can't go into it all, people, but I got all the colors. I got the shoes that look just like the Stacey Adams with the different. I'm going to show it to you, and you can make your orders. I'm working on the site right now. I've just been very busy, but I will be taking some orders soon. I'll announce it. But listen, woo, they fly. And let me tell you, you can, and these are good for security, because you can be in your security wear, your suit or whatever, and guess what? You can chase a cat down like you just barefoot. You know how we faster bare feet? That's how light they are. Full leather, and it absorbs your sweat where it don't stink. Let me tell you now. So when I do it, I have to do it right. All right. So I can jump rope in them. I can run as if I had tennis shoes on with them, and it strengthens the foot instead of weakening the foot. No different than a bed. You know how the beds are too comfortable, your body will get weak and is just used to sleeping in a certain bed. I don't know if I got there yet, like the Chinese when they sleep low on the hard beds yet, but at least the foot is going to save the alignment of the body, the vertebrae and the back, the knees and all that. So it's so much research that I have with this when it comes to foot health connected to organ health, to brain health. These shoes do it all. So I'll be bringing that out. So don't think I've been sleeping. The Lion of Judah is rising. Okay. So and I have women shoes as well. I'm not going to forget about my sisters. So I have women's shoes as well. So yes, your toes are not supposed to be going in like that. So that's why they have foot and toe correctors. All right. So I have some of those too. So listen, we're going to get you back right like a kite in the wind blowing to the east. You know what I'm talking about? So anyway, let's get started. We'll talk about that another time. I want to get started on the show. And don't forget to go to KIIYSupplements.com. I start every show with my Neuro Plus. I start every morning with my Ultra Test, my L-arginine, my ashwagandha. Yes, I take it all. And then I'm in the gym, my protein shake. As a matter of fact, I need that protein shake, right? Because I was out there jump roping before I came in. So anyway, it's time to get started. Yes, indeed. Hope you guys are ready. So yes, you're going to be able to have some barefoot shoes that you can wear with casual or suits. Yes, indeed. I had to come correct and different. All right, that little pointy toe thing that they got popping off, I love it, but it ain't for me because it ain't the way my forefathers designed our foot to be. All right. So, holla at your boy. Anyway, let's get into it. Planet of the Jakes. Why did they call the movie, in those movies, Planet of the Apes? Well, we're going to see. We are going to see. Thank you. I got that protein. Protein. I need it as we go along with this lesson, because we're going to go deep tonight. And I got my beautiful BCAAs. Yeah, you can turn that on. Got my beautiful BCAAs to keep me going. So I'm ready, like Freddie. Press the like button and let's get to it. Planet of the Jakes. So monkeys have been long related to so-called African Americans, which are in fact God's children according to the Bible. But why is it every time a new sickness arrives that it starts one place and ends up in the next? Being in specific, the black inner city impoverished areas, right? Every time something starts, it always ends up biting us in the behind. They'll say, oh, it's not going to be this or that. And then later, oh, you know what? We found this in the black community. We found a case over here, a case over there. Make sure you hit that like button before we go in, because we're going to relate how these movies, these cinemas, these films have something to do directly with us, and how it's pretty much code word for Jake or Jacob, Planet of the Apes. It goes all the way back to this stupid theory of one of these Edomites named Darwin. See? So yeah, let's continue. So why is it every time a new sickness arrives that it starts up in one place and ends up in the next? 2020. I thought they said it started in Asia. What does it have to do with us so-called African Americans? We're not African American, but I'm just saying, I'm using that terminology because that's what everyone knows. We are actually God's chosen people, beyond any shadow of a doubt. The Israelites from the Bible. Okay? And it cannot be debated. When you travel, the whole other side of the world knows this. But it's like this this country over here just keeps our minds just totally brainwashed to who we really are. When you travel, white people will tell you Christ is black. You are the real Jews. Even so-called Israelis, they're Romans, but they're Romans, Turkish, Ukrainian, right? These Europeans, they will even tell you like, no, they'll say it like this though. No, there's some black Jews too. Well, there's really, if you want to be quite frank, there's really only black Jews. Now, there are Jews, because I would be a lie if I said it wasn't. There are other Jews today, but those are not bloodline Jews. Those are just Jews by religion that really has nothing to do with us, our God, or our Savior. Okay? And that's no disrespect. That's just common understanding, common knowledge. So, all of a sudden there's been talks about there's been talks in news. You haven't been hearing about the Mpox? Who have not been hearing about the Mpox for the last few years? Ebola. Oh my goodness. Right? And they always claim there's someone in Africa that may have come in contact with a monkey or bat poop or whatever. See? And I'm sorry, I cannot read all of the chat right now. But I will let you know in a second. So, let's take a look at some of the most recent news about this Mpox. Let's just look at some of the news, and it's fair use. It's nothing. We're just showing what they're putting out there. Okay? So please don't flag the channel just for me showing what's already out there. All right? These are some examples of what I'm talking about here. So we have Afro. It's crazy how the World Health Organization is calling this Afro.who.international. Just call us Israelites. But they know if they were to call our people Israelites, we would claim who we are easy. And that's the crazy part about, if they were to do it, we would claim it. But being that our own people tell us this is who we are, we won't listen. That's how much they have did a number on us. Where our own people tell us, we won't listen. But anything they tell us, even if it hurts us, we will listen. That, let me tell you, that right there is a total brainwashing. Right? To where you will have a people take each other down, don't believe each other, don't trust each other, don't love each other. Look at the numbers when it came to the votes. Look at when I came back to America, at least when I was here, there was still some sort of family around. There was still some sort of family around. When I was young, I would at least see stepfathers. I came back, nobody want to be with nobody. Yeah, there's people who's married here. But when you look around and you know, wherever you're frequenting, most black people are single, separated families. It was really, and it shouldn't have been. It's just because I've traveled and I've been gone about 8 to 10 years, and just to see on the other side of the world total family and come back, it's like, man, that's when you can really see through spiritual magnification that, man, listen, we've been done bad. We're doing each other bad. Not following our God was one of the worst things we could have done. So let's check this out. Make sure you hit the like button if you're just coming in. WHO Africa, World Health Organization Africa, which is sad in itself because you have your own people put over our people as representation or taskmasters or chiefs who are there to take money to keep us down. Cowards. And the sad part about these people, just like the disciples died, most of the people who killed the disciples are cowards. You really had no reason to kill a man for telling the truth. But so really, it's demonic in itself, because if people really knew who they were killing and hurting and where they go after, meaning you're freeing their soul and condemning your own soul. That's how you can know it's demonic. So it's nothing personal. Right? Cowards. Come to Christ and repent, or he'll have your head. Simple. Right? According to the Bible, when this thing is all over, any person who does not bow to what the world knows as Jesus Christ, whom we call Yeshua, our Savior, my Savior, your Savior, you guess what? You will bow. Every knee shall bow anyway. Let's read. Reinforcing Mpox clinical care in Democratic Republic of Congo. We're not going to read through the whole article, but I just want to show you already how it just constantly, they stay on our people, just making the world think we're helpless. We need help. They're sick. They need money. That's why we as the children of Israel who are awake cannot be in that spirit. Although our people do need help. You can't be a proud poor man, but at the same time, we have to have some type of leadership that stands up, like, motivating and encouraging the people to stand strong. If everybody falls, that's not what Christ's looking for. He said the kingdom is in you. Right? We already have a bad enough image as it is. So if nobody fights, then what? It's hard enough when you are fighting, because you got to hope you don't got a Judas fighting with you on the side or on your back. Right? November 10th, 2024. Very recent. Goma health authorities in the Democratic Republic of Congo are intensifying efforts to curb the mpox outbreak. Fair use for educational and religious purposes only. We're just reading the same thing that's on the screen of what they have, not twisting it. Right? Curb the mpox outbreak, in which more than 8,600 cases have been reported since the start of 2024 as of the 6th of November. A range of control measures are being implemented with the support of the World Health Organization and partners to halt the spread of the virus. In North Kivu, one of the most effective provinces, efforts including case detection, isolation, and treatment have been reinforced. 3-year-old, I hope I don't mess the name up, butcher the name, Vainquiar, was treated at a WHO-supported treatment center in Goma, the principal capital, along with the other response measures. Clinical care is helping to save lives and protect communities and the families from the virus. My thing is, how is this? Well, we all know, right? I don't want to be rhetorical here, but it just never ends up in white world, right? You never hear them mainly talking about white people, Arabs. You mean to tell me it misses the Arabs? How does this miss the Arabs? Do you only pick the Arabs when it comes to calling out some type of terror or something like that? Some terror group? But the mpox misses them? They don't have an apox out there? I mean, because they're living outside too. So if it's like, hey, these people are living outside, they're dwelling in the forest, the Arabs are dwelling in the desert. Does it not come to the desert? Maybe it's too hot in the desert. Because I thought it was pretty hot in Africa as well. Right? I mean, guys, it couldn't be more obvious. It could not be more obvious that we are the world's target to totally destroy. Right? It just left Asia, and Asia is so simple as a days old that even though they said it left and came to Africa, Asia, they already wear a bunch of masks. So you could tell the world needs us to wake up, because you thought it was just our people lost. They're just as lost as us. I want you to know, when we had fallen, they fell too. Only the elite powers who have the knowledge of the fallen angels are able to actually be, just continue to be over us, be in power over us, because their people are just as stupid. No offense. They're falling for the same things. Yeah, they may be able to be over us as taskmasters and take advantage of us, but don't think they're smart. Okay? So, because I'm not going to just let any people just think that, black people are just, they have no understanding, or listen, if you go to China, you're going to see some of the same things you see in the black neighborhood. Yeah. If you go to East India, you're going to see some of the same things you see in the black neighborhood. That's where the word thug comes from. Thuggy. Tupac learned it from the East Indians. See? So you're telling me it just favors specifically the Ivory or West Africa coast? It just specifically goes to where our people are at in our neighborhoods in America? I mean, they really don't even talk about South America, and even though those are our brothers, they don't really talk about some of these other places. And I'm not saying the sickness doesn't go there, or they don't promote it in these other places, but they seem to talk about us the most. They don't really talk about a lot of Edomites or white people unless somebody gets lost. But when we get lost, you don't hear that. And here they go. They want to change the talking point They want to change the subject when you have some truth about something. So I don't think. Yeah, let me jump down here. Kanye Kalavi walks through the gates of Virunga General Referral Hospital in Goma, North Kivu, the mother of 6 lives in Buhemba camp for displaced on the outskirts of the city. When her 3-year-old son Vankria showed us all the signs of mpox, the doctors at the camp clinic referred her urgently to Virunga Hospital. At first I thought it was a malaria attack. But then the pimples appeared all over his body, says Kanye. Sound like Kanye, huh? The current mpox epidemic in the Democratic Republic of Congo has 2 main strands. Clade 1A, which has regularly affected East and Central Africa since the 1970s. And Clade 1B, a new variant, which appeared in September 2023. So they've been working on our people since the 70s with this thing. Right? In the east of the country. Treatment is one of the key pillars of the response to this epidemic. You hear that? Hey, a problem caused, and then there's a savior. The same person who causes the problem is the savior. See? So it's just like, it just reminds me of HIV. If you have cold symptoms and you go, to get tested, you might come back and be positive. See? Regardless if, the world believes it's real or not, this is how they're doing it. See? But we've already proven a lot of this, so I'm just trying to be wise in how I speak about these things here. Okay? So, I'm not going to continue to read that, but I wanted you to see how the planet of the apes is very similar and relative to black people. But why is that? Why do they keep us so close? Speaking, about us as like we're monkeys or apes. Yeah, it started somewhere. Yes, it started somewhere. So they said, once again, treatment is one of the key pillars of the response to this epidemic. So this is how you can overcome it, by coming back to us. Right? We don't know how it happened though. We think some monkeys fought, some hair got in one of their eyes. One of the West Africans took that same monkey that the hair got in his eyes, cooked it, and before you know it, there it goes. They just make up anything. So, what they're not saying is that some of these so-called boils were some of the same symptoms from something that people put in themselves in 2020. And I'm going to prove it. See? Could it be, and it's just a question. We're just asking a question. Could it be, that, hey, it can be, because there's a lot of lawsuits going on out there. Could it be that there's some cover-ups? We're just saying, could it be? I wonder, could it be that, some people who have taken certain things and there's some things that happens to them later, could it be related? That's a fair question. And it's a question that we're just asking. Could it be related? Because it seems very similar to what people are saying out there. But we don't want to mess up what the WHO is saying. We're just asking questions. Could it be? Right? Because they were talking about boils and skin lesions and ulcers during 2020 and after too. Before it was talking about mpox. So, they can use this to cover up what came out of the serpent's bite. And they can also simultaneously start a new pandemic. They can call it strand 33ABC. Right? Yes, it started in 1970 as one strand, and then it ended up in another strand in 2023. Now this strand have morphed. This is what they do. Am I wrong? Let's take a look at some of these symptoms from the 2020 serpent's bite. We're talking about serpent's bite. Those who have ears, let them hear. Okay? Alrighty. Let's just reading an article from medicalnewstoday.com. Just reading an article. COVID-19 rash in adults, what to know. So let's educate the people on medicalnewstoday.com. We're just educating the people what they're saying on this site for educational purposes only, for fair use only. Although COVID-19 is a respiratory disease, it can also cause rashes. Okay, what a blank rash looks like can vary and can occur anywhere on the skin and in the mouth. Other blank include fever, fatigue, cough, shortness of breath. I just want to keep saying the word. I know I already said it, but I'm not going to just wear it out. However, not everyone experiences all of these. For some, a rash may be one of the only symptoms. Experts are unsure how common rashes are in adults with blank. A 2020 study of over 2,000 individuals estimated that skin symptoms affected around 1%. Now, it may be 1%, but you know how they toss numbers around. But we're just reading what the medical news says, right? Of those with the disease. However, a 2021 review of nearly 900 people reported a much higher incidence of 12%. This article examines blank rashes in adults, including their symptoms and appearance. It also discusses other conditions that may cause similar rashes. What does a blank rash look like in adults? People with blank can experience various rashes, so no single type of rash can reliably indicate a person has the illness. Okay, but then later we get reports of the mpox. And we get doctors claiming there's things that they don't agree with, that many people don't agree with, in the serpent's poison. Right? That may affect people down the line. And then we get similar symptoms down the line. That's all we're saying. A blotchy area of discoloration, tiny red, purple, or darker brown spots, itchy, raised bumps, small blisters that resemble chickenpox. So there is a pox in there. There is tumors and ulcers and lesions on the skin just from the serpent's poison. Right? Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Let me take a sip of this really quick. I need some. Ooh, that's nice. Tastes like a beautiful milkshake. So, anyway, a web-like pattern on the skin. Most common types of blank rash. Morbilliform, this is the most common type of rash. It resembles measles in appearance, consisting of spots that scatter across the skin. Some may overlap to form larger patches of discoloration. Urticarial, don't know how to pronounce that, or hives consist of raised itchy bumps on the skin that doctors call welts or wheals. Who knew it was this many type of rashes, right? Vesicular, these rashes consist of tiny spots similar to chickenpox. In lighter skin tones, the spots may be red, while darker skin tones, they may be red, purple, or darker brown. Okay? So we just wanted to pay attention. We just wanted to pay attention and see, right, how some of these things that are in the mpox are very relative to what happened in 2020. So yeah, I mean, people can get bit by a snake, so to say, and you know, they say, oh, he's going to be fine, she's going to be fine. But then later down the line, it's like, hey, in this mpox, there's this. But then, hey, that was said over here. And guess what? I don't really care too much about what they're saying of what you can get with these things. What I'm saying is, what does monkeys and black people have to do with each other? Because it seems like Ebola, mpox, and the big snake bite in 2020 all seem to keep circling back around us. Is it because our kingdom is coming? Our people are waking up? Because guess what? I believe that through all of these movies that they are speaking to each other about us. And I cannot show some of the scenes in the movies because they're going to copyright strike me like they did, I think, last week or two when I showed Colony. So I had to take a few screenshots to show you why I, you, and us believe such a thing. And for those of you who out there who are not even in the know, why you can see it a little different after you watch the show tonight. Let's go to just one more site. Right? And guess what? I'm gonna bring it all around for you. I'm gonna bring it all around for you. Okay? Verywellhealth.com. Blank and hidradenitis suppurativa. Lord have mercy. I was a great reader, but some of these things it pronounced, good Lord, never seen them before. Blank, let's go down to the first paragraph here, is a HS, is a chronic painful skin condition that causes abscesses, cysts, and scarring on the skin. The lesions are usually occur near hair follicles where there are sweat glands, such as the groin, bottom, breast, or armpits. You may be concerned, fair use for educational purposes only. You may be concerned about whether having HS puts you at higher risk of contracting blank or developing more severe symptoms. Research regarding HS and COVID-19 and related medications is ongoing as scientists continually learn more about it. See? I am hearing out there that, allegedly some of the doctors are saying, and obviously we've already heard it, and this is not new news to us, that it's like having some liquor and making a one big mixed concoction of drinks. You put a little brandy in there, a little Hennessy in there, a little wine in there, a little cognac, any type of different cognac, put a little whatever drinks you guys like, vodka. You just mix that thing all up. Before you know it, man, that person would not be able to make it home tonight, and that's just from a drink. See? So imagine with something that someone gets bit by, a serpent fang, that's mixed with all different type of serpent poisons at one time. That's why you have to go check my boy Ramar out on Rumble, because he can really drop it on that thing. He can really drop it on Rumble. Ooh-wee, that tastes amazing. And it's getting me right. So, So Satan and his minions are trying to use the same thing, I believe, the Most High did to the Egyptians against us. I believe that this guy Satan is trying to use the same thing. Now the Most High in some ways he's allowing a lot of it. Because guess what? Don't forget that the devil asked the Most High to keep some of the demons with him so that they can tempt man and they can try us to see if we're worthy or not. And the Most High allowed it. See? So it's not like he has some special powers. The Most High allowed that because he wants us to prove ourselves. We have to appreciate the kingdom that's coming. The planet of the Jakes. The kingdom of the Jakes. Remember they call one of the movies the kingdom of the apes? The kingdom of the Jakes. We have to prove to the Most High that we belong there, that we want it. That we're not going to be the same as our forefathers. That we're going to appreciate it. Right? So I believe that they're using some of the same tricks and tactics against our people. But guess what? It's going to fall eventually on their own head. And I know the Most High is letting them think, yeah, he's allowing us to go around and just, mess up his people. But guess what? The Most High said this time, our deliverance will be greater than it was when he parted the Red Sea. So let me tell you, I believe they're afraid of the planet or the kingdom of the Jakes. And I believe they already know. That's why they're making the movies. They already know. But they have to tell us what they're doing. So they can't say, it was a fair fight. We warned them. We told them. Right? It's like getting in a boxing ring where the inexperienced boxer gets in there with Mike Tyson. He like, listen, you can practice, get whatever coach you want, and do all that. But you still gonna lose. But you can give it your best try, and hopefully you knock me out. That's all Satan's trying to do. he will lose. Right? So, let's go to Exodus chapter 9 really quick. Exodus chapter 9. Let's show this in the scriptures of what we're talking about here. I want to show you guys something. Copycat, the devil is a copycat himself. Exodus chapter 9 says, Then the Lord said unto Moses, Go in unto Pharaoh and tell him, Thus saith the Lord God of the Hebrews. It's something else that he was calling us the Hebrews because, don't forget, when you look at that word, we're going to go into it next. Let's read that first. Yep, we'll go into that next. The God of the Hebrews, let my people go, that they may serve me. For if thou refuse to let them go, and will hold them still, behold. Now I want you to pay attention what happened in ancient Egypt, so you can have that same faith and courage that your God is going to do it here. He freed some Negroes who didn't deserve to be freed. And I'm not saying we deserve better. But you see what happened when he freed them in the wilderness. They were still acting crazy. Like they were still citizens of Egypt. So let us learn from this time. He said it's going to be better than when he did in Egypt. However he does it. With his strong right hand, Behold, the hand of the Lord is upon thy cattle, which is in the field, upon the horses, and upon the asses or the donkeys, upon the camels, and upon the oxen, and upon the sheep. There shall be a grievous murrain, and the Lord shall sever between the cattle of Israel and the cattle of Egypt, and there shall nothing die of all that is the children of Israel's. And the Lord appointed a set time, saying, now it's going to be a time in the earth that the same type of things start to happen. We're getting there. We're still waking people up, and we're getting there. Shalom, Elder Dale. Thank you, sir. We're getting there. And the Lord appointed the set, because you can already see a lot of times and through all of these instructions, we're still blessed and safe. But it's going to get exact very soon. Okay? As the Most High starts to fight for us. And the Lord appointed a set time, saying, tomorrow the Lord shall do this thing in the land. And the Lord did that thing on the morrow. And all the cattle of Egypt died, but the cattle of the children of Israel died not one. And Pharaoh sent, and behold, there was not one of the cattle of the Israelites dead. And the heart of Pharaoh was hardened, and he did not let the people go. And this is not because of the children of the Hebrews in this time, or the Israelites, like they were righteous. They were still normal citizens. Moses had woke up, and the Most High had mercy upon them because of the burdens that they were putting on our people. And the Most High was keeping his promise to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. All right? So I want you guys to keep this in mind. We're coming out of modern day Egypt the same way. What have we done special? We were just doing some of the same similar things that they were doing before they came out of Egypt. Yes, some of us have been in it a long time, but I'm saying overall, that was just the Most High's mercy and grace. Okay, let's not forget that. And the Lord said unto Moses and Aaron, take you handfuls of ashes of the furnace, and let Moses sprinkle it toward the heaven in the sight of the Pharaoh. I'm trying to speed it up. And it shall become small dust in all the land of Egypt, and shall be a boil breaking forth with blains upon man and upon beast throughout all the land of Egypt. And they took ashes of the furnace and stood before Pharaoh. And Moses sprinkled it up toward the heaven, and it became a boil breaking with blains upon man and upon beast. And the magicians could not stand before Moses because of the boils, for the boil was upon the magicians and upon all the Egyptians. Does not it sound like modern day that they're trying to use, like, hey, they like, yeah, we're going to get them back. We're going to do the same thing that Moses did to us on them. Yeah, to those of our people who don't know what's going on out there, who are falling for your traps, who the Most High is giving to you, right? But I'm showing you guys that this is nothing new under the sun. The devil has no new tricks. He's just trying to copycat our God, right? So that's what I'm saying. It's nothing to fear about when they come out with all of this news. You're using my God's tricks. Whoever he wants it to go to, that's who it is going to go to. And you have to listen carefully to your teachers and your elders that's guiding you. Because Moses at that time was our shepherd under Christ. So if he told them to do something, that's what they have better done. Put that blood on your door. Do this, do that. Okay? Verse 12 says, and the Lord hardened the heart or the mind of Pharaoh, and he hearkened not unto them. Right? So what does it mean that he hardened the heart of Pharaoh? He's not going into his mind magically, people. He's provoking Pharaoh. So when it says hardening the heart, he's not just, when he says using somebody, he can use anybody how he wants to. But he's provoking him. He knows every chess move against this Pharaoh and how this guy thinks. No different than how demons, when they're in you, they know exactly how you think and everything about you. You think the creator of all spirits don't know how to provoke someone? A woman knows how to provoke a man. You don't think the Most High knows how to harden the heart of a man? See? Oh, yeah. But Pharaoh, let me tell you, that dwarf, he eventually, he got cast somewhere else to Nineveh. Right? So the Most High provoked him just to show his glory. Right? Check it out. And the Lord hardened the heart of Pharaoh. He hearkened not unto them, as the Lord had spoken unto Moses. And the Lord said unto Moses, rise up early in the morning and stand before Pharaoh, and say unto him, thus said the Lord God of the Hebrews, let my people go, that they may serve me, for I will at this time send all my plagues upon thine heart, and upon thy servants, and upon thy people, that thou mayest know that there is none like me in all the earth. Right? For now I will stretch out my hand, that I may smite thee and thy people with pestilence, and that thou shalt be cut off from the earth. So the same thing that the Most High was doing when it comes to pestilence, when it comes to plagues, they're trying to do the same thing to us today. Right? And in this very deed, for this cause I have raised thee up, for to show in thee my power, and that my name may be declared throughout all the earth. As yet exaltest thou thyself against my people, that thou will not let them go. So I let you rise up and make you think you all that. Boy, I gave you that power, just so I can sit your butt down and let you know who the real God is, who really got the power, knowing you're going to be a little arrogant fart. And it's crazy because, hey, he was a dwarf thinking he was hard. When you read in the book of Jasher. All right. Behold, let's go to verse 18. Behold, tomorrow about this time will I cause it to rain a very grievous hail. Weather warfare, anybody? That they're using again against us now? With their harp systems. They're using what my God used. All we have to do is endure and make it through these times. But have no fear. Just the same way they said to Moses, oh, we're better magicians. We can do this and do that. You don't think our God, who created all of this, can do better than what they're doing with these storms? Oh, he's going to turn it upon them. He already is. You don't see Iran, Iraq talking? Let me tell you, you don't see Iran and Saudi Arabia talking right now? Have we not read this to you in 2nd Ezra, that the dragons of Arabia would come together? Let me tell you, for 16 years I read that scripture, and I said, when Iraq, I'm not worrying about Iran. I know Iran gonna do their thing, but I know it's not gonna just happen all together crazy. But when Iraq and the other Arabs joined, because it said that if they can remember basically how they used to be during the time of crusades, if they can remember their nature and come together. So you're gonna see all of the Arabs in the Middle East coming together against you know who, the people who stand in our land right now, in the land of Israel. The Most High said he's doing that. So when I hear this stuff on the news, why am I afraid if my God is doing it? Who is he doing it for? He's doing it for me. Yes, I have to prepare and I have to endure, knowing that these people, even though it's happening, they're going to try to persecute us and do whatever they're going to do. Of course. We're going to have to be maze runners. This is the Hunger Games. This is a famine. They're showing you everything. This is the rise of the planet of the Jakes. This is the kingdom of the Jakes. You are a living prophecy right now. The people who he will wake up, who have not even seen him. He said, I'm going to wake up with people who have not heard us. Who have not even seen me with their own eyes. Right? So I knew. Elder Rawchaa was like, yeah, when Iran attacked, hey. But that means really when that war turns to its height as it transitioned. And I knew, I said, you know what? Boy, when Iraq joins, and I knew specifically Iraq. Because I'm like, why is it specifically talking about? I'm like, okay, Iraq is going to join this war. When I just sent that to Elder a few days ago, I'm like, okay, we are literally in prophecy right now. Iraq, Turkey, and Syria, and Iran, they all share pretty much a portion in that little spot near Syria, by Golan Heights and all that, they share the modern day portion of Assyria people. They share, let me see if I can get it, if I can find it. They share the modern day portion of Assyria. Let me see, can I find it? Yep. The Assyrian homeland is located in northern. One second here. One second. Let me see if I can get this for you guys. Just really quick as a side note. It wasn't part of my lesson, but I'm going to get it real quick for y'all. Just so you can see on the map really quick. One second. The ancient kingdom of Assyria is located in parts of modern day Iraq, Iran, Kuwait, Syria, and Turkey. Let me get this for you guys really quick. Let me tell you how the Most High's prophecies is totally on point. You know what I'm talking about? Let me tell you, you got to trust in your God. I told you we're gonna give it to you tonight. The kingdom of the G.O.C.C, the planet of the Japes is coming. Second Ezra 15 and 30. That's where we're going right now. Just really quick. Second Ezra 15 and 30. No games being played around here. You ain't come to play. You think I sharpen this sword for nothing? Come on now. Been waiting on this 16 years. I was a young man studying. I said, listen, Iraq is going to join this war. Not the war that America was with Iraq. Iraq is going to join this war. When Iraq joins this war, this is when I'm going to know this prophecy came through. As soon as I heard it, Ramar sent it to me. I said, oh, send that to Elder. See? Verse 28. Verse 27. You know what? Ooh, let me go. Hold up. Hold up. We got to start a little. This is the whole thing. Talking about everything we're going through right now. Lord have mercy. Let's go to verse 19. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread for the great tribulation. Talking about a famine that will come. Talking about famine that will come. Uprising, civil wars, Matthew 24, Isaiah 19. All of these are precepts connected together. Second Ezra, what we're reading right now. Behold means look, right? Saith the Most High. Pay attention to the key word. I will call together all the kings of the earth to reverence me. I'm bringing them to the valley of Jehoshaphat, which are from the rising of the sun, meaning the Middle East, where the sun rises first. From the south, from the east, and from Libanus. Okay? Right? So you're going to have all of these people. Egypt going to be getting in war with Ethiopia because of the Nile, Lebanon, Libya, all of these Muslims in the Middle East, because now parts of East Africa and North Africa are Muslim countries now. So they are now a part of the Middle East now, guys. Yes, they're Africa, but they're still essentially a part of the Middle East because a lot of these countries are 90% Muslim, guys. So listen to the prophecies that's coming out right now. Who are the kings of the earth? It's talking about all the rulers. To reverence me, which are from the rising of the sun from the south, right? Where Yemen, Ethiopia, and all of these places are. From the east, hey, Kuwait, Iran, Saudi Arabia, all of the Arabs. From Lebanese, right? Lebanon, North Africa, where Libya is, to turn themselves one against another. Nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom. Oh yeah, obviously Esau against Jacob, but this is going on in many different situations. And repay the things that they have done to them. It's talking about what they have done to us. So when you hear war, why does Christ saying in Matthew 24, don't be worried about it? Because the Most High is doing this. You looking at their nuclear weapon. Oh my goodness, Iran. And listen, they got this and they got that. All of this is keeping them busy so you can continue doing the work of the Most High, preaching the gospel and moving from one place to the next. However that's going to be, we don't know. But hey, listen to the guidance the whole time. And we will end up in the wilderness just like Lost. Like, you know how Lost, everybody just got lost and ended up there in that section? And they were surviving like we will be in the wilderness? Okay? We can't worry about what they're talking about on the news because they're trying to bring us to the spirit of fear, which the Most High didn't give us. Our kingdom is coming. That's why these things are happening. So what spirit should I be in if my God, I'm reading right here, is telling me he's doing this? Right? Yes, I know that things are going to happen. We're going to go through things. But when I read in the history of the Bible, those who were afraid, the Most High didn't want to save. Those who didn't truly believe in him. Those who doubted him. And we're too late in the game to be doubting the Most High. I don't care. Baby, you just be grateful for what you have. Do what you can as best as you can, but be grateful for what you have because you don't want to get in the spirit of murmuring and complaining. All right? So, verse 21. Like as they do yet this day unto my chosen. He's telling you he's bringing all of these armies together for you. So when you're hearing this news, when people send me this news, I'm like, listen, that's my God. That's my God doing this. Period. I'm not sitting here nervous, worrying about nothing. Yeah, listen, everything will be comfortable. But at least I'm comfortable in knowing that if my God is doing this and everything that we've been preaching has continued to happen, I'm pretty confident in that. Okay? I have to be because I'm a child of Abraham. He went all of these different places not knowing where he was going to go. Before I left and traveled, hey, I was afraid to travel. I was afraid to fly planes. But once I got in the spirit of the Most High and I learned the truth, I'm like, listen, my soul is in his hands anyway. Where can I run? Right? So, like as they do yet this day unto my chosen, so will I also do and recompense to their bosom. I mean, I'm going to pay you back to your chest. That's what that means with the Most High said. I'm going to pay you back to your chest. You're going to smell my cologne. I'm going to see you face to face. That's what he's saying when it says pay you back to your bosom. The bosom is the chest. Right? That's what the Most High mean. He's a man of war, period. They ain't running. You about to see me for what you did to my chosen. So that, yeah, they bringing the immigrants over here. They doing all of these different things. Let them do what they doing. Unfortunately, some of our people who don't listen, they will fall, guys. And unfortunately, you wake up who you could wake up. And if one wakes up, the angels rejoice. So we out there right now where we have a last chance to wake up some more people. But as you just read above, if you go back to, let me see. No, we're going to go down to it. We're going to go down to it of what I'm talking about. Verse 22. This is what I'm talking about right here. I apologize. We were already right there. My right hand shall not spare the sinners, and my sword shall not cease over them that shed innocent blood upon the earth. So anybody who's out there just being a criminal, still in these gangs and these, street life, of course the enemy, he's already talking about the enemy. He's talking, that's the main subject of what we're talking about right now. So don't say, oh, he's not talking about our people. He's talking about everybody who's out there doing these things in the world. The main subject right now is the enemy. But he's also letting you know, like, people who out there still playing around, gang banging, you know what I mean? Doing the purge of what they're allowing. Guess what? He going to allow Donald Trump to send in the police and let them do what they need to do to you. This ain't the time to commit crime. Okay? And the few that he saves out of that is because they were meant to make it. My right hand shall not spare the sinners, and my sword shall not stop over them that shed innocent blood upon the earth. So those people who is, killing each other, doing all of these different things, unfortunately, when the police get immunity, what is he saying? My sword. He uses the enemy's sword against our people. You live by the sword, you die by the sword. That's a promise. Unless you repent, my brother. My gangster brothers out there, whether you disciple, Crip, Blood, whoever, Hoover, it's time for you to repent, because you playing a dangerous game, and you playing a childish game. You too old to be claiming some damn gang banging crap out there. Pull your pants up and go raise your children and be with a woman. Hanging around dudes all day. It's like you want to get oiled down or something. What's going on? See? Because according to the scriptures, you got a path that you can take. You was leading the gang, but you can lead people. Your people. Of why gangs really started in the beginning. Right? Because if you're going to keep playing, you according to verse 22 in 2nd Ezra, this is where you're going to end up. Verse 23 says, the fire is going forth from his wrath. And guess what? It's going to be serious for you anyway. You see what's going on in Chicago with these immigrants. You see what's going on in Colorado and other places. See what's going on the East Coast. Right? So, hey, you're not going to have a choice to just hang around on the corner and smoke your dope and your weed. You're going to have to actually be who you're supposed to be now. Because the Most High is like, you want to play around? I'm going to put you through this. And if you make it out and repent, you're going to be good. But you're going to have to go through something, because that's what you've been doing the whole time as a vagabond. Not that it was your fault, but you continue to ignore my word, because time and chance happen to all men. All right? So, like I said, it's enough acting hard. You're going to have to be hard. The fire is going forth from his wrath and had consumed the foundations of the earth, and the sinners like the straw that is kindled. So the main subject is talking about what he's bringing those countries together to destroy each other. But in the midst of that, it's situations going on in our neighborhoods in the inner cities that our people are trying to get out to safety from. But the sinners will not make it out if they don't repent. Right? People, running up in department stores and, they let you fall for the trap. They send in their crisis actors in these places, and then you follow that. You don't have to go and steal nothing. Is that all we want? They ain't give me my reparations, so I'm going to steal some jewelry. Is that what you're going to tell your grandkids? Yeah, man, back in the days, man, we ran up in all of those stores. We was stealing jewelry. And guess what? A real G would walk out. But them Arabs would take them bats and them brooms and beat your behind. So you're telling a fabricated story. You ran out like a coward with a hoodie on and a mask and a clown. So you're not really that's what I'm saying. I really have never seen a gangster in my life. I've never seen a gangster. I've seen grown men who handle their business and some who made mistakes, but I have never really seen a gangster except for the Italians, except for the Romans. Our people, you don't fit that description. I've seen thuggies as gangsters, but our people, you're not really gangster if you kill your own. Those people, they come and kill other people. So there's never been a gangster in the black neighborhood. Not one. Not one who kill their own. That's a coward. Right? A man who circle a block he don't own, and the enemy is the elephant in the room. It's a big white elephant in Washington, D.C. Okay? So I've never seen one in my life. Even when I was in the streets, I'm like, these dudes ain't hard as they think. When I roll up to these dudes and pull them alone, I mean, you call that's the gangster? Not at all. See, I was taught by some older men, handle your business alone because you can't tell on yourself. Handle your business alone. Don't tell nobody when you're doing your dirt. And my boy used to be like, man, why you ain't tell me? I'm like, listen, don't worry about it. I got it. And he was the same way. So we was just alike. I'm like, yeah, man, why you ain't tell me, man? I come handle that with you, man. Nah, don't worry about it. Because we didn't call each other unless we really needed each other. So those type of people, it's very far and wide that exists. Okay? So, and that don't mean that I'm going to whoop every dude I pull to the side. That never happened to me, but I'm just saying, it's the principle of being a brave man to handle your own business. You win some, you lose some. But it's the principle. So I ain't never seen no gangster out there of a black person. You weren't meant to be one. You a king in a foreign land as a vagabond. Come back to your God because you're playing around out here and you're about to get yourself hurt according to 2nd Ezra. Let's read verse 24. Woe to them that sin and keep not my commandments, said the Lord. So all these people talking about grace, let me tell you, hey, keep talking about that grace in that Christian church. Keep talking about it because we're reading live prophecy in the end of the world right now. If you don't see Babylon is falling, that's on you. We waking up the people who can hear. If you can't hear this. Woe to them that sin and keep not my commandments, said the Lord. So, Apocrypha ain't real. Well, why? If the Apocrypha ain't real, why is it telling you all the exact armies that's coming together right now? Look up the news and see about Iran sitting down with Saudi Arabia, who they don't really get along with, only to banish the common enemy. That's prophesied. And I'm gonna show you once again how it is. I will not spare them. So don't come to me asking me. God is like, don't come to me asking me, yeah, what's gonna happen to my auntie? Don't be like Abraham. Are you gonna spare them? Are you gonna spare them? No, he's telling you right now, I will not spare them. Go your way, you children, from the power and defile not my sanctuary if you want to be spared. This is not for us to think that we're better than people because we have the commandments. Our job is to still wake them up, just like our angel of the presence. Their job is to continue to minister to us. We're to continue to minister to our people until we can't anymore. But we'll know who's the chosen and who's not. We'll know. See? So like I said, this is not to look down on people. This is not to break up relationships. Those things will happen anyway according to Christ. You'll know when it's time. I will not spare them. Go away your way, you children, from the power. Defile not my sanctuary. Don't be out there fornicating, because we're the temple now. We're the sanctuary. We're the temple. Don't be out there. And if you want to fornicate anyway, you're going to be dealing with the serpent's poison inside of you anyway. HIV is at an all-time high now, for real, for real. Hey, in Houston, in Atlanta, in Brooklyn, hey, wherever the inner cities where we are, that's where it's going down. People done forgot about 2020 and they partying again. And the Most High said, let them sin. Let the sinners who sin continue to do wrong. And the people who do good continue to do good. So if you want to slide on the side, I need you to have a test when you come back to the church. Get you a test to make sure you ain't one of them. Huh? Hey, you want to dip in the dirt? We need a test. I will make sure you ain't spreading some things to the next sister. Yeah, I want to get married now, clean myself up. Oh, yeah. For the Lord knoweth all them that sin against him, and therefore delivereth he unto death and destruction. We were reading, so I want you to understand the setting right now, the time right now. We're actually literally reading right now. Right now, Iran is talking to, y'all don't believe me. Y'all don't believe me, do you? Y'all don't believe me. One thing about me, I don't say nothing that I don't know. I refrain from that. Iran, Saudi talks signal new era of regional cooperation. Saudi armed forces. Chief visits Iranian counterpart. What? 1 second.
It's hard to put into
Rare meeting. Rare meeting. Let me tell you. Hey, no games being played. Your God, his word is true. You don't gotta make up for him in the Bible. Just be patient on a prophecy. It'll show you it's exact. You don't have to add anything to it. No. That's why the Bible says we prophesy in part. We prophesy according to what we have now, but he'll show us the rest when it's time. Rare meeting. God, listen, you don't got to make up for my God. This is what some cats do out there. They'll prophesy something. The world's supposed to end in the year 2000. Then they got to make up something for the Most High. No, just be patient. Better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof. We putting too much on ourselves. Just be patient. It's going to come true. Some things he don't tell you because he want to see how you going to act in between all of them. Are you going to lose faith? Are you going to be a know-it-all and start lying to people saying things you don't know what you're talking about? So, let's go. For the Lord knoweth all them that sin against him, and therefore delivereth he them unto death and destruction. For now the plagues come upon the whole earth, and ye shall remain in them. For God shall not deliver you. So, hey, I'm telling you, he didn't come to play right now. There's been let me tell you, even the elite put things in their music videos. They put it in their movies. You got the truth everywhere. If you can't see it, that you ain't trying to see it. You didn't see children getting taken. You don't see all the celebrities that gets exposed. Yeah, they don't expose Esau because the Most High is saving them for the last. So I don't want to hear how people always complaining about why they're not exposing Esau. Of course, he's saving them for the last. That's Christ's job. Yeah, we may talk about it sometime like, hey, yeah, they put our people out. They don't expose their own. But don't trip on it too much because he's saving that for the last. Edom, you want to act hard? It's going to be time for you to act hard. We saving that, save it the last dance. For now the plagues come upon the whole earth, and you shall remain in them. For God shall not deliver you, because you have sinned against him. So all of us, even those of us who are in this walk now, we still have to be strong and endure to the end. The devil, let me tell you, the devil is waiting on some of us to try to wait a long time and catch you years later down the line of something you didn't expect. Yeah, he ain't never fornicated, and then he sent that perfect woman to you who you never thought. You think when you used to mess with them hood rats back then, that was easy for you. He ain't gonna send you another hood rat. He gonna send you a Kim Kardashian type chick that's gonna try to infiltrate you. Like, yeah, for a person who's at a higher spiritual level, he'll send that woman who you don't even think. I'm just giving you a general example. I'm not saying that's gonna happen, but sometimes he's just waiting, letting you think, yeah. This is what we're gonna do to him at that time. The demons did it to Solomon. They bragged against Solomon like, yeah, we're gonna take him down. So you have to take it day by day. You have to take it day by day. All right? So, behold in horrible vision. Like, see this horrible vision. Check this out. On my tablet up. See this horrible vision. And the appearance thereof from the east, were the nations of the dragons of Arabia. Not Iran right now. We're not talking about Iran right now. You should know, reading this, that it's specifically talking about Saudi Arabia. It's going to tell you about Iran too. We got Iran in Jeremiah 51 and Isaiah about the Medes, but it's also in Ezra's. Ezra is going to tell you specifically who's going to be involved. All the nations of the Arabs who have spread, the Ishmaelites who have spread. Okay? Just like the Crusades, when they came hard. They came, when you look at that history, they came hard. Let me tell you, they barred none, but it was a time for that the Catholic Church used this guy, Muhammad, who went through a similar situation. Was it like Steve Jobs when he was in that cave getting beat by that demon, or that jinn? See? It's certain Jesuit men who came out who died for being whistleblowers against how Islam was started. You can learn that more in our Hebrew and Bible Academy. How Islam was started. See? So, were the nations of the dragon. That's why it says nations. Not only Saudi Arabia, but nations that are connected. Whether Shia or Sunni, it don't matter anymore. They're coming together with their God to try to fight some fight they think they're going to win. But the Most High let me tell you, he's using one of our enemies, multiple of our enemies, to take out the bastards from our land. See? And then he'll come back later and deal with them too. After he uses them to then will come with Europe, take down Babylon. All through this, he's funneling us and moving us however he's supposed to do through the elders. Where the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out with many chariots. What do they mean, many chariots? Because they've all linked and grouped in together. It wouldn't be, they already got a lot of people in itself. But many chariots, when all the Arabs come together, let me tell you, it's like being in Egypt. Every time we fought an Arab, it was 1 on 30, maybe 1 on 50. And I'm being literal. You couldn't fight one dude without 50 people coming up to you after to come see what you fighting about. This is how you can know that the book of Jasher is so real, how it was a little bit of a minute amount of our people who will fight other nations and win. It would be me out there alone, protecting myself. And, 50 people come like, what's going on? I'm like, listen, this is what he did to me. This was going down. You know what I mean? I don't play like that. See? And they can't fight, but they got a lot of people. Okay? And the multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon the earth. So they come in with their air force, their tanks, whatever they have. Right? And the multitude shall be carried as upon the wind upon the earth, that all they which hear them may fear and tremble, because they hear them planes flying through the sky. Bombs, missiles. And then shall the dragons have the upper hand, because now it's been Israel fighting against Iran, and it's been Syria, and it's been Lebanon, and, Yemen, and but now, they shall have the upper hand, because they're like, you know what? We don't really like Saudi Arabia like that, but we're going to come together because we don't really like Israel. See? But not knowing the Most High have put this all in their minds as a spiritual chess move. Since y'all want to trap our people and act like you don't know who we are and don't speak up for us. Okay, cool. I'm going to show y'all what it really is. I'm going to use all of y'all against each other like I used to do back in the days. Right? The Most High will make us go to war. And then sometime you say, you know what, today? Give y'all a little break. I'm gonna let them fight against each other. I'm gonna rain down some hailstones, whatever the case may be. Brimstone, whatever. Let's continue. Now I need you to read and pay attention to this. And then shall the dragons have the upper hand, remembering their nature, remembering the way they used to be when they were trying to fight over Israel during the time of the Crusades, coming together strong in power. See? Wild. Well, they just took, let me tell you, even to this day, you got African brothers out there as slaves to these Arabs. It's like our people are afraid of these guys or something. And hey, I don't know how, but whatever. And if they shall turn themselves, conspiring together in great power to persecute them. That's why you see these talks going on. See? Modern day Assyria. We're going to talk about why that's so important. Then these shall be trouble bled, and keep silence through their power, and shall flee. So you might hear some talks about we need to have peace for a little second. You know what I mean? Hey, these Arabs and came against us, so hard, and you know what I mean? But it's not going to end there. You know how the war starts and then they calm it down for a little bit, right? And then it comes back later. So it's going to be like that. That's why as soon as Iran struck, there was no need to panic. War doesn't just start and finish the same day. People had to retreat. They may make a quick peace treaty, start it up again. This is how this thing goes. See? But there would never be peace among the Israelis and these Muslims. There would never be peace. Let's be honest. What you need to remember is not the political agenda that you see. The Most High himself with the angels is stirring it all up. He's stirring it up. Look at this. And from the land of the Assyrians shall the enemy besiege them. From the land of the Assyrians. The ancient kingdom of Assyria is located in parts of modern day Iraq, who is sitting down with Iran. Kuwait will eventually come into it. Syria has already been in the land of Jehoshaphat, and Turkey. So let me get it on the map. You see that right there? To the right? They all are neighboring countries to this land of Assyria. Modern day, some of their countries are placed in this area. They share that now. So I knew when I said, let me tell you, 16 years ago, I knew Iraq would come into it. I said, hold up. Modern day, there's the ancient Assyrian Empire is not here necessarily the same as it was before, but which countries actually are predominantly there? Mostly that is Iraq and Syria. So when I seen Iraq come into it, when Omar sent it, I said, okay, hold up. Second Esdras is going down right now. So you guys have seen it with your own eyes. You've just seen that part with your own eyes. Prophecy is literally live right now. And from the land of the Assyrians shall the enemy besiege them and shall consume some of them. And in their hosts shall be fear and dread and strife among their kings. Right? So Israel, hey, whoever is allied with Israel, it's going to be some fear. We got to calm it down a little bit. They shall smite. One second. Behold, clouds from the east and from the north and to the south. They are very horrible to look upon, full of wrath and storm because of all the bombs and the missiles. They shall smite one upon another, and they shall smite down a great multitude of stars upon the earth. Okay? Even their own star, and blood shall be from the sword unto the belly, and dung of men unto the camel's hoof, because this war is going to be severe. And there shall be great fearfulness and trembling upon the earth, and they that see the wrath shall be afraid, and trembling shall come upon them. Just like when Syria was happening, when we were over there, a bunch of Syrians were moving to the islands of the Mediterranean Sea in Egypt by the droves. So wait till this happens at its height. And then shall there come great storms from the south and from the north and from another part of the west. So I'm not going to read all the way through that, but you do know that the Carmanians, I don't know, did we skip that part? I think we probably skipped that part, did we? And also the Carmanians raging in wrath, which are the Iranians, shall go forth at the wild boars of the wood, and with great power shall they come and join battle with them. I apologize, I forgot that scripture. So the Carmanians, as you know, are the Iranians. Okay? They shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians. So guys, I had to drop that on you because, hey, that's where we are right now. Let's continue. Let's see. Verse 18, we're back in Exodus 9 and 18. Behold, tomorrow about this time, I will cause it to rain a very grievous hail, such as had not been in Egypt since the foundation, even until now. Send therefore now and gather thy cattle and all that thou hast in the field. For upon every man and beast which shall be found in the field shall not be brought home. And the hail shall come down upon them, and they shall die. Once again, for upon every man and beast which shall be found in the field and shall not be brought home, the hail shall come down upon them, and they shall die. So you know when a hailstorm is coming, you get warnings like from the weather people. Back then, this is another situation. So it says, he that feared the word of the Most High among the servants of Pharaoh made his servants and his cattle to flee in the houses. So they got a chance. So the servants of Pharaoh who heard and believed in the Most High, they like, nah, man, Pharaoh tripping. I'm about to bring my cattle inside because Pharaoh, he lost it. And guess what happened? Let's go to verse 21. And he that regarded not the word of the Most High of the Lord left his servants and the cattle in the field. And the Lord said unto Moses, stretch forth thine hand toward the heaven, that there may be hail in all the land of Egypt upon man and beast, and upon every herb of the field throughout the land of Egypt. So this is what they're using now against us. They're using, ooh, that just sounds nice, don't that? Lord have mercy. See, I like to drink out that glass. Like to drink out that beautiful glass. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So anyway, you can get that from KIIYsupplements.com. It's gonna get your mind right. So anyway, let us continue here. I want to show boils came from there, where the warfare came from there that the devil is using now. Deuteronomy 28 and 27, something very similar. Just really quick. Because I know I stayed long in the other situation, so I have to make up some time for that. Yeah. Deuteronomy 28 and 27. The Lord will smite thee with the botch of Egypt, and with emerods or hemorrhoids, with the scab, and with the itch, whereof there thou canst not be healed. He was specifically talking to the children of Israel in this time. The Lord shall smite thee with madness and blindness and an astonishment of heart. Right? So this boil thing is not something so new. It's something that the devil is using that he already knew that the Most High did. He likes to do, he's trying to be like the Most High, but use it against the Most High's servants. He can't come up with his own things. He just comes up with them, in his own magical way, let's say. All right? So what's another virus that's talked about in the news in the past years? Just for educational purposes only. Ebola. Who is known as the Ebo or the Hebrew? Because la in Latin and in French and like Greek, many languages, when it comes to la, these things are not too separate when it comes to the Latin and the Greek and the French. Not too separate. La means the. So when you say Ebola, you're usually saying the black, the Hebrew. Literally. I'm not making this up. We're gonna prove some of it. You are literally, when you're saying Ebola, la means the, usually in Latin or Greek or sometimes French. Ebo comes from Eber. Does it not? Genesis 10 and 24. Eber. We can get it really quick. Eber. Genesis. We teach this in our Hebrew and Bible Academy, so I know a lot of you are familiar with it. Right? Just for the new people. Genesis 10 and 24. And Arphaxad begat Salah, and Salah begat Eber. And unto Eber were born two sons. The name of them was, one was Peleg, for in his days was the earth divided. And his brother's name was Joktan. Okay, so the sons of Abraham came through Shemites, Eber, Ibariah, which means Hebrew. Okay? So, if you come in our Hebrew and Bible Academy, we do teach the Hebrew, so you can get a further understanding on this, okay? Because if you know the Hebrew, you know the Greek, you can actually understand how to translate and understand your Bible better. So, let us, really quick, just really quick, LatinDictionary.net. This is just one link. Ebo, because we know they calling this another sickness, Ebola. I mean, you call something the mpox and monkeys, and black people are always called monkeys. People are being racist, calling us monkeys. I really don't like to throw the term racist around because personally, I look at racist. I know the definition of a person being racist, but in some ways, racist is a definition of preferring one's own. That's not a bad thing. If that's the case, it means a lot of us would be sort of racist. Would we not? Would we not prefer our own first? I can't get mad at Donald Trump because he prefers his own at all. I know what I'm up against and what I'm dealing with. I'd rather see that to know how me and my people can work together to come up. That's just what I'm saying. A grown man is not worrying about another grown man like, man, he's racist. He's not looking out for my people. Dude, get some cojones, brother. Please. Right? You either going to have bull ones or squirrel ones. I'm just saying. All right? So, sorry to put it that way, but no man is worrying about another man like that. Like, man, he ain't going to do nothing for our people. So what? I don't care. According to the Bible, I'm in captivity. I'm going to do the best that I can do in captivity to come up. And I'm going to take a few people who I can work with, and that's it. Okay? So, Eboris, definitions. I want you to check this out. Karul chair, we know it's not talking about that. Elephant and tusk. Ivory, object of statue in ivory. Why did I bring this one out? Why did I bring this one out? Well, the reason I brought this one out, this was a form of this word too. Who's in the Ivory Coast? Who's in the Ivory Coast? Our people, the children of Israel. Okay? We're not done yet. So one definition they say was used and translated was ivory. We're in the Ivory Coast where the elephants are. They can act like, oh, it just, that had nothing to do with it. Yeah, I bet, right? Dictionary.reverso.net. Ebony, or, see, we got Ebo up here, right? Ebony, a small ebony cabinet, adjective equals dark. Dark. See? Dark. I'm not done yet. So we have dark. We have ivory. Who's dark? Hey, the Hebrew. I'm not done. So for you Christians out there let me tell you, if you want to really understand this Bible, you need to start coming to our lessons. Gathering 144, G.O.C.C. Media, and make sure on Sundays you tell your pastor, hey, I'm going to come to church, but I got to get to this Hebrew and Bible Academy. I'm trying to learn some extra Hebrew. And then once you learn this Hebrew and Bible Academy, you're going to be asking him some questions he probably can't answer. Just saying. But it's okay, because you probably can educate him and he probably can join it too. Not saying it in a demeaning way either, because, hey, it's a lot of pastors who have come in and learned, and now they're teaching the Bible correctly. It's just what it is. So don't have that pride to think you can't learn from your own brother. That's the issues we're dealing with now. Okay? You can still keep your church, but you can teach the Bible the correct way. There's nothing wrong with that. So if you were listening along, you might want to listen to 2nd Ezra's, because if you're still following the holidays or their holidays and still dealing with sin and allowing, you understand, freaks to run rampant in your church, that's not a part of the Bible. You done made up your own Bible. So we are at dictionary.cambridge.org. Ebony. Why you like, well, Elder, you said Ebo. Ebo and ebony, they were cohesive. Okay? So, a type of wood, usually black, and almost as heavy and hard as a stone. You go down here. Sentence, he was black as ebony. So why am I bringing this out, really? Oh, you can't see it. Sorry about that. Why am I bringing this out, really? Well, how we're starting to feel like we're targeted with these so-called sicknesses, just like these storms. They name storms a certain way. Who's naming the storms? Who's naming the sicknesses? Why do they keep coming so close to the people who's known as black people? Ebony Magazine, Ebo, Eber. Acts 13:1. Let's go there really quick for you Christians. For you Catholics who are still thinking that there's a white Jesus. There's not a white Jesus. There's a white Caesar Borgia. There's not a white Jesus, though. As a matter of fact, if you want to call him the wrong name, then yes, it is. So, and also they have something called the simian virus that they showed in the Planet of the Apes. So if I'm going to get flagged just for mentioning a virus, I mean, there's no freedom of speech. And we'll teach this on Rumble next time. Acts 13:1 says, now there were in church that was at Antioch certain prophets and teachers, as Barnabas, Simeon, that was called Niger. Niger means black in Latin, in Greek. Okay? You can just Google that right now. Strong's Concordance. I mean, it's you can just Google it right now. All right? I mean, it's not something that, you know what? I'll do it for you. I mean, we teach it in our Hebrew and Bible Academy. You know, they just translated it to, to nigger. They start saying that. But also, who's in the land of Niger? Nigeria. Who's in the land of Niger? Huh? Just saying. You know what? I'm gonna move on. But I'm just getting this real quick. PBS.org. Let's just go there really quick. Nigger, also spelled nigar, a word that is in an alteration of earlier nigger, derives from the French negre, from the Spanish and Portuguese negro, from Latin niger. Black. All right? So don't get mad at black people when they say black Jesus or black Christ. Just because your pastor didn't tell you, don't mean other people are wrong. Maybe you've just been stuck in America and haven't traveled that other people, even the Russian icons, show Christ black and his mother. Right? So just some educational things for you there. This is not about being black and white. It's just the truth. All right? CNN.com. You guys seen this before. We've showed this to you before. Nigeria's Igbo, because Igbo is pronounced Igbo. If you ask a lot of Nigerians, because I have a lot of Nigerian friends, I grew up with a best friend that was Nigerian. I used to be eating that fufu with him and all that stuff. See? So I understand their culture. I used to go to Nigerian parties. They're very different. It be let me tell you, them things be wow. It be sweating and must all up in that thing, boy. But they be getting down like it's, hey, they be getting down. Let me tell you, the dance moves. Yeah, I'm like, man, it's getting hot up in this joint. You know what I mean? I'm Jake for a Berg. I be ready to dip. But anyway, Nigeria's Igbo Jews, lost tribe of Israel. So, we've seen this before, right? CNN.com, fair use educational purposes only. This is an article from about February 4th, 2013. The Igbo are one of Nigeria's largest ethnic groups. Among them is a minority of practicing Jews who believe they are descended from the lost tribes of Israel. Okay? So, a Shabbat service is underway at a Gihon Hebrew Research Synagogue in Jikwayi suburb of Nigeria's federal capital, Nigeria. Once again, we see the word Niger, Nigeria. Right? So you have, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it wrong, Olauda. Right? So you have the word Judah in these things and all that. Soyuda or Sudan. Okay? So a lot of these names in Africa were named by, after our people when we traveled from Israel into this place. So I personally believe that they're naming these sicknesses after our people, targeting as code words to the elites of when they're talking about our people. Just like the article that we just read to you right here. I'm just not going to read the whole thing because we have to move on. But Igbo, Eber, Ebony means Hebrew. Why do you think they are naming it that? Okay. 1 second here. So we didn't just make that up for you Nigerians. Igbo doesn't mean Hebrew because you got one of the biggest groups there of Igbos, and then you have some Nigerians on the side because they don't want to, confess the truth, and they just want to keep following that Canaanite garbage. Yeah, it's a lot of Nigerians over there in different tribes who are actually Hebrews following Canaanite or African ways. You're not African, you're a Hebrew. these little things that you thought you trying to be too natural and all that with the Mustang. Listen, no, you a king. It's okay to smell good. Don't try to be too natural. See? You still got to smell good and roll like a king and a queen. So let me show you some stuff on Discovery Channel. You'll figure out when you traveled among those people, what your people were doing before those people. Clean, fresh, King David. See? You just start eating monkeys and eating things that the Bible said don't eat, and then you like, yeah, man, we eat that. We eat shrimp, crab, and lobster. And you're acting like you just always been doing it. You have not always been doing that. And you don't want to let it go because your grandma's saying, no, we've been doing this from. And listen, we got to have honor, but that's where it's like, listen, I'm going to follow my God over you. You can't save my soul. He can make and break my soul. So I'm not finna let Nigerians, every time we speak, they thinking we trying to, demean them. We're not demeaning you. You're our people. You got the truth because the people over here told you the truth. That's just the reality of it, because no one came to Africa to save us. That's why they showed that on Black Panther. They made the brother Killmonger? They made him look like he was the bad guy. When he was the one struggling, going through it in the hood, and they act like we brand new over here. No, people forgot about us. They forgot about us. And that's why this empire reigns in the whole world. And without Judah here, let me tell you, the world will be a boring place. Period. Right? So, no. The way you're doing things over there, a lot of it's right and good. But a lot of it's not. It's the same thing over here. But if you act like that through your pride, the Bible says, I hate a proud poor man, because you're getting whipped by the Arabs and Chinese. Getting whipped by Esau, just like we are over here. So stop this proud thing of, Africa. Listen, that don't exist. Just like I said over here, no gangsters exist of our people trying to pretend. There's no power over there. They're making you mine your diamonds and they getting paid for it. And the Chinese just come over there. I've been seeing all type of videos of Arabs and Chinese punking and bullying our people. So no, there's no power over there. The only power is your God that you have to come back through. And he'll show you, just like he did to Pharaoh, that he'll take them down. So drop the shrimp, crab, lobster, the monkey, and in the bush meat. And make sure you fresh and clean. Anoint yourself, meaning put some lotion or something. We can't walk around ashy. And we going to stay clean. Not just put on clean garments with must. Because listen, and I'm not talking down. It's the truth. We all thought that, when we got among the Gentiles, these are our ways. This goes on in Jamaica too. It's a lot of people in Trinidad and Jamaica don't know. Listen, there's a lot of East Indians that then came over there and you took their ways. The carnival time comes from them. That Haile Selassie garbage comes from Ethiopia. And you got these old heads will argue you down like, man, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're talking about. You got one knot of a beard up here and this other thing, like, what's going on, bro? That thing is dragging in the dust. All things are lawful, but all things are not expedient. See? So your carnival time, you sitting there thinking, yeah, you got sisters who will argue you down, act holy, but when the carnival time comes, they showing their whole body. You got that from the Babylonians that you let come over there and whip your behind. See? Benjamin is a wolf. But right now, everybody is getting their behind whipped. Judah, Benjamin, Levi, and Haiti. We have to come back to our God to win and not be underlings to these people. And they, guess what? The East Indians and Benjamin, they make a beautiful mixture. But it ain't gonna be to the point where I get confused. It's like, hold up, it's a little bit too much promiscuity going on and fornication, because you didn't mix with these East Indians and it's carnival time and hey, everybody got their pom out and all. No, that is evil. That's not your culture. Let it go. See? Oh yeah, we come to speak the whole truth. Some people act like, nigga, I mean, we've all been tainted. The Aboriginals was over there eating bat. And they were doing what they needed to do to survive. I get it. But they chasing down giant bats and all that. That's not your culture. That's not your culture, because the Bible says when the Most High saves us, there'll be some people behind the tree chasing the mouse. Right? We are not the Chinese. Let them, you can save that for them. Our people don't want to hear the whole truth. They want to be, oh, don't you talk about my people like this. This is not right. Nobody talk about your people. This is the whole truth. When I see Canaanite people over there today that still lives in parts of Africa, like South Africa and parts, let me tell you, these guys are eating raw meat. They're eating the tripe without cleaning it. They're eating the intestines, putting it in a little water. And you may not have gotten down that dirty, but you still, in certain parts of the Ivory Coast, are doing things that are unlawful of where you came from. If somebody can smell your must, and I'm not saying all of our people are like that. That's not what I'm saying. But a lot of times I had to tell one of my Nigerian friends, I said, brother, I love you, but why when I went in your shop, the whole shop is smelling like must? And I had to keep it real with him. Sometimes we trying to talk in the restaurant, he's just loud. This is very loud. I'm like, dude, can you calm down? We have a business meeting right now. So we just act like where we're from, this is the way it is, and this is how it's got to be. No, you got to come into back to Christ with order and lose all the ways that you used to be. Just like we had to. We used to be in the hood, dopes, pimps, drug dealers, strippers, robbers. We have to change all that when we come back. Because you'll come into Christ thinking that all of these old things were okay. And see, that's where the Judas comes in, because you got people who have pride who don't want to let go of that stuff. If you don't want to let go of it, stay who you are. But Christ is calling us to be new people. See, it's time to quam planet of the Jakes, kingdom of the Jakes. Right? So I'm just saying, listen, if I didn't like my own people, a Nigerian would be my best friend. That was my best friend. And I learned a lot from him and his parents. They were clean. They studied. One thing I loved about them, their family was together. They studied, and I didn't see it among the normal black community. He would be like, man, I'm going home. I got to study. They would stay on his behind, and they would call him back like, you didn't study. You ain't doing your grades right. And they would be on him about that. You know what I mean? And you know what I loved about my boy? We had such a real relationship. He was fly, but for some reason he kept the culture where he was like, I don't do that deodorant stuff. And I was confused. He like, basically, I don't want to put too much information out, but they just put the pants on. They really don't wear the boxers or the briefs. And you know what I mean? That's just how he was rolling. He was one of the cleanest dudes I knew. He was from Baltimore, Maryland, right? And his parents came out here, worked hard. They all got the doctor's offices, and they all do the nurse thing. Clean, driving Benzes and Jags. They kept their family together. But one day I was washing my hands in the bathroom real quick, and I thought the towel right there was the little to dry my hands. And I smelled the powerful must smell. And we was just goofy back then. And my boy came through. He's like, man, what you doing? I'm just washing my hand. I threw the towel on him. And my boy walked in the room. And he was like, man, what y'all doing? What y'all, we call each other N-word back in the day. What y'all just doing? And listen, because we was rolling. But we was so good friends. We can joke with each other like that and just love one another. Knowing we were from different cultures. We loved each other. There wouldn't be no offenses and stuff like that. And we would just be like, we was always joking about the foo-foo. And, he would joke about things that go on in our normal black neighborhood. That's when you know you're a friend, when you just, you know what I mean? You just had to know each other. But he knew. He's like, it's some things that he didn't like about the Nigerian culture. Some things he did. Some things he didn't like about the normal American black culture. Some things he did. That's just life. It's just life, guys. Right? We trying to come back to our own culture. But anyway, I know you probably like Elder a little bit too real, but people don't want to be truthful about things. But I love our people, and once again, I will never say that all of them is like that, but I can't say that it's just, I'm not going to lie and say if something is not true, though. I would ask my brothers, I'm like, why they not combing their hair and they just rolling with it like that? I'm like, because these are my sisters, and I feel like, but they just seem to not, some of them just seem not to care. So you have your own inner city type of problems in each place. Okay? So, because some people just put cologne on top of not putting deodorant on. This is what some people just do. And I'm like, listen, I can't do it. It's not a good mix. Eber, let's go to it. All right. Let's go. Where am I trying to go here? Where was I trying to go? Uh, 10. Yeah. Down here. Obviously, it says Genesis 11 and 14, 17. Eber is listed in the genealogy from Shem to Abraham, highlighting his role in the ancestral line. You can go down to part 10 where it says corresponding Strong's Greek entries. There is no direct Greek equivalent for Eber, as it is proper name specific to Hebrew genealogies. Just wanted to bring that out. However, the term Hebrew in the New Testament is related to descendants of Eber. So I just wanted to bring that out for people like who may ask, how are you correlating that? We teach that in the Hebrew and Bible Academy. It's very easy. It's not something that's just like even it's just there. You know what I mean? So I wanted to bring that out really quick to show you that you Nigerians, different tribes over there in West Africa, Igbo means Hebrew. So not just your tribe, Igbo, that it's just some special thing. No, it comes from your forefather, Eber, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob's line, Shem. All right? So they are targeting you and us, which shows you we're together. While they're in Africa, while they're in the hoods of Jamaica, while they're in the hoods of Haiti, America, and other places where we are, Brazil, Cuba, I can go on, but specifically Judah. Okay? The Judite tribes, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. The Igbo and the Mpox, it's just targeting us, it seems like, right? How Ebola and Mpox may be similar. Let's check it out. This is just a question. This is just a question here. Let's see. WHO International, Ebola virus disease. So we're educating ourselves according to WHO. They are the experts, right? Let's see. Key facts. These are not my views. I'm reading the information provided. We follow the Bible. We're just seeing what they're saying about it. I don't want anybody to think that I'm not promoting this at all. I'm showing you how these two viruses seem very similar. Vaccines to protect against some types of Ebola have been used to control the spread of Ebola outbreaks and other vaccines development. That's not the part I want. As you can see, the information, the average Ebola case fatality rate is around 50%. Case fatality rates have varied from 25 to 90% in past outbreaks, depending on circumstances and response. So what I'm saying is they want to, even if it's not a big issue going on, they still want to keep this as if it ever needs to break out, who have it always been amongst. Check it out. Check this out right here, the overview. Ebola virus disease is rare, but it doesn't seem rare when they bring it out. So it's rare, but it ends up with us. Specifically, no one else. Not the Arabs, not the Chinese, not the Yemeni, not the Turkish, not the Russians. Why does it only end up with black people? The people who were called monkeys. Do they still believe that's what we are? Or some type of primates or something? WHO International, fair use for educational purposes only. Check it out. Ebola virus disease, or Ebola, is a rare but severe illness in humans. Why don't you just say blacks? Because that's what it seems like. It is often fatal. People get infected with Ebola by touching. Now, why am I talking about this? Don't forget the 2020, separated by 6 feet. See? And then people got bit by the serpent, and all of a sudden, HIV spikes very high. It just seems to correlate. May not be, but just saying. I'm not a scientist, I'm not a doctor, but doctors are speaking different things out there with different views. Infected animals when preparing, cooking, or eating them. Every time they came out with this, they start to talk about bush meat and monkeys. That's why I'm bringing it out, and bats. So how are the Ebola and Mpox similar? Let's see. Body fluids of an infected person, such as saliva, urine, feces, or semen, through sexual contact. See? Some people say, hey, it was a big concoction in the 2020 serpent's fangs. Things that have body fluids or an infected person, like clothes or sheets. Ebola enters the body through cuts in the skin or when touching one's eyes, nose, or mouth. So any type of way. Early symptoms include fever, fatigue, or headache. What's the part I want to get to? Here we go. Look at that. Some types of Ebola can be prevented with vaccines and treated with medicines. Ebola first, and you know, our people, I'll leave that there. Ebola first appeared in 1976 in 2 simultaneous outbreaks. One in what is now Nazara, South Sudan, and the other in Yambuka, Democratic Republic of Congo. Do you see what I'm saying? Why is it not in Russia? Why is it not in China? Why is it not in Arabia? Why is it not in Spain? Why is it not in Europe? You wonder why the lesson is called the planet of the Jakes. They keep keeping us close on the news with monkeys for a reason. And we're going to see why. The later occurred in a village near the Ebola River in which diseases takes its name. Lord have mercy. The virus family Filoviridae includes 3 genera: Cuvavirus, Marburg virus, Ebola virus. Within the genus Ebola virus, 6 species have been identified: Zaire, Bundig, Buyo, Sudan, Typhus, Reston, and Bombali. All places where our people are. I don't hear anything about white people. This sounds racist. I'm sorry. This sounds like a people that's targeted. Huh? Sounds like people are being targeted. Check it out. It is thought that fruit bats, here we go, Pteropodidae family are natural Ebola virus hosts. So it's just like everything in Africa, in certain parts of Africa, well, a lot of parts that we just read, seems to just be attached to Ebola. Nothing in Spain, nothing in Greece, nothing in Europe, wherever these niggas are. Excuse my language, but that's what it seems like, right? So some of our people in the streets can understand. Wherever these black people are, and we're not talking about all black people. Because when you go to Egypt, you see Egyptians are black, Ethiopians are black, some Arabs are black, you see Iranians are black. You see all types of black people. You see Grecians who are black. Yeah, some of the tribe of Dan. You see some black Danites. Let me tell you, so everybody who's black, it's not some shock. You see black Asians. But guess what? A lot of these people are still calling you the Negro, even though some of them are blacker than you. Why is that so? Why do you get the term Niger stamped on you, even though they're blacker than you, some of these people? You seen some East Indians, man, they were total. I've seen some East Indians like that color. And they will be calling you the black word, as if they're not black at all. A lot of them consider themselves white. I'm telling you, I've lived it in Egypt. For 8 years, they used to call me the N-word almost every day of my life. More than the white person have ever have. I've seen people in the Middle East more racist than white people. So stop falling for that. I'm just telling you the truth. No one wants to hear like the full truth of things. Yeah, well, you must have never been in. No, I'm telling you, I lived with. It's a few nice ones, but it's some ones who's calls me the N-word, and they're blacker than me. And I would look at myself. I'm like, dude, you blacker than me. So-called African Americans, you're Israelites. Stop falling for the black term. You fell for that with Kamala. Right? We have to stop inviting people when we coming up last. We invite people in our rap music. Not that people can't make music. Music is for everyone. But we invite them in something that we created that's an issue. You invite everyone to Jamaica. They love Jamaica. Before you know it, they're telling you, I'm Jamaican and you just faking. You just faking. And you will be the low one in your country. And they come there with money from other places and they living on your island high and mighty. And then they will grow dreads in your face. Cause you be like, yeah, man, that's all you gotta do. And you done gave them their whole identity and style, and they come and take over you. Mix with you, and they create a whole new race. This is how it happens wherever we are. And then we cry to our God, but we allow, and we've opened those gates through our naivety. But this is our planet. Not really a planet. Our kingdom. Just use that as a title. So for me, like I tell you, when people try to come to me like, man, look at these Asians dancing. I'm like, that's cool. I don't want to see anything that's not original for my people because my people keep coming up and last. I don't even want to see it. I don't care. It can be perfect. I know Chinese being good for being copycats. And unfortunately, the devil is a big copycat. And Chinese can make anything out of plastic. And I don't have anything against them. This is a fact. You will buy something online, that thing will say 100% cotton. You get it. And if you don't know the difference of polyester, and you know what I mean? That's what you're dealing with. Let's talk about this again here. Ebola is introduced into the human population through close contact with the blood, secretions, organs, or the bodily fluids of infected animals. Who's around these animals? People mining in caves? Let's read. Chimpanzees, gorillas, monkeys, forest antelope, or porcupines. Are you kidding me? Found ill or dead in the rainforest. As if you're not finding dead deer in America, where Esau is. So you mean it's distinct specifically for antelope in Africa. Not antelope in Australia, not antelope over here, over there, in any other country. Y'all think we stupid? You may have got some of our people, but let me tell you, Christ have awakened his people, and let me tell you, it's not going to go the way that you think. It's going to be turned on your own head. So what do Ebola and Mpox have something to do with one another? And why am I bringing it up? Well, because the title of the lesson is called The Planet of the Jakes, which is directly related to the planet of the apes. They want us to be, when it comes to their terminology, very close to one another. Their little code word play. You see that? So let me tell you, the Ebola virus is dealing with, you can get it from monkeys too. And bats, where our people specifically seem to be. Even though the antelopes is far away and the bats is far away from where people live, And the gorillas is far away from where people actually live. Out there alone, not touching or bothering anybody. There's not just monkeys that's just rolling around in the Nigerian neighborhoods. Yeah, you may see some people with pets. But hey, Esau be bringing snakes over here, alligators, all type of things, tigers. You don't hear people claiming them. They got the tiger's paw virus. What about China when they killing tigers, eating tiger's paw? In their unclean and dense environments in the Arab world and the Chinese world. They don't get sick over there? What about pork who has parasites all through it that the Chinese eat? It's a proven animal to eat trash and parasites. When monkeys is eating bananas and bugs and just different things like that. Not that people should eat it, but you would think people would have more parasites eating pig than a monkey, even though our people shouldn't be eating monkey. And I don't think a lot of our people are eating monkey. That's just what they're promoting. Yeah, you have a few people who's dealing with bushmeat. Yeah, it might be a little community of it, but that doesn't mean a whole nation of people is doing that. Have we seen this in movies? First, let's see, because we've seen the 12 monkeys. Hey, don't they got something called the 12 monkeys out there, right? Don't they have something called the 12 monkeys? There we go. Look at that. Look at that. Would you look at that? 12 monkeys sounds very similar to the 12 tribes. Why does everything so close to want to prove we're Israelites and to prove that you guys, who is you guys? The elite, are keeping us close to monkeys for whatever reason every time they speak. 12 Monkeys is a 1995 American science fiction thriller film directed by Terry Gilliam from the screenplay by David Peoples. 12 Monkeys. Let's go down here. Okay, let's see. Okay, set in post-apocalyptic future, devastated by disease. Here we go again. Every time it's with monkeys, some type of disease is there. What is somebody not telling us, or what does somebody know? And then it plays out in real life and you expect us not to question it? That doesn't seem like a coincidence. Set in a post-apocalyptic future devastated by disease. The film follows a convict who is sent back into time to gather information about the man-made virus. The man-made virus? I didn't know that. I haven't watched this in a long time. Now, hey, that's saying something, huh? That's saying something I didn't say. This is just giving me information about this movie on english.wikipedia.org. That sparked some type of interest there, huh? I have to go back and watch some of these movies. I remember watching this, but I don't remember exactly it. That wiped out most of human population on the planet. And it just, once again, seems to be so close to the 12 tribes. We had other movies. Let me see here. You had movies like The Strain. I mean, we can give you all the movies. I mean, there's a new show out, Apocalypse something. I'm going to have to check it out. I'm going to show that in a second. So, let's see what we were taught to accept as their truths. Before we're almost done here. Let's check this out. Find an expert, University of Melbourne.edu.au. University of Melbourne. The Ape Insult, a short history of a racist idea. Yeah. So the reason I'm bringing this out is because I want to first see why, what we were taught to accept as their truth when we were in grade school. The Ape Insult, a short history of race, a racist idea, May 30th, 2013. Some of you are familiar with this, and if you're not, this is good for you. What do you see here? Excuse me. You see, most of us know that calling someone an ape is racist. But yes, that's what they do. They make movies about us, allegedly. And when viruses come out, they seem to only happen in black environments. But few of us understand why. The Hornet magazine, 1871. Most of us know that calling someone an ape is racist, but few of us understand why apes are associated in the European imagination with indigenous people. And indeed, people of African descent. African American, anyone? People in Africa, anyone? And that's why I'm telling our brothers and sisters who may be trying to be too natural. They're already calling you an ape. Don't give them a reason for you to come around not doing what the Bible says to anoint yourself. We're not talking about just anointing when you're anointing and praying. Anoint does not just mean that in the scriptures. Right? It's also talking about when you're putting on your oils to keep yourself from being ashy. Okay? That's what a lot of you, when you're so gun-ho, you don't really allow yourself to be able to understand the Bible. There's an anoint for anointing yourself to pray. And there's anoint that's talking about keeping yourself clean, washing yourself, and putting oil on. That's a fact. Because if you walk around ashy, your skin will start to itch. Lesions will come on your skin. You're scratching your skin and stuff now because it's too ashy. Right? and right, you don't want to smell like an animal. You may be clean on the outside, but you have to keep your temple on point. We are a holy people, Deuteronomy 7:6. So when you claim to be too natural and stuff, like, no. Let me tell you, I don't know what you're talking about. Moses, when they came in that sanctuary, and listen, in that tent, that tabernacle, sometimes they have to come in and out for them sacrifices, taking multiple baths. Yeah, you could be, I see some of y'all talking, you can be ashy all you want to. That's on you. It's not a good thing. Everyone gets ashy, but you have to fix that. The Bible tells the people, when it talks about, is this the fast that I have chosen? Talking about modern day. People used to put dung on their heads. This is why people used to tear their shirt. You're not animals. Tearing your shirt, getting all emotional, throwing compost on your head. That's what it was talking about when it's talking about dumb. That's not who we are anymore. It's too animalistic. Let's chill with all that. It says, you know what I mean? Don't hide yourself in a corner fasting in the closet. You got to go to work. You don't want people to see you with your breath stink and they're going to know you like, man, I'm fasting. You're going to sound just like the Arabs that used to go to work with me. I'm fasting. Dude, you fasting for half a day. You finna eat later. What you talking about? We fast, no food, no water. And the Bible is saying, anoint yourself, cut your hair, still make yourself look on point. That's between you and the Most High. That's the new way of doing things he was telling us in Jeremiah. Some people be trying to be too deep. Yeah, it's a time for that, maybe when you're in another situation. But if you got to go to work the next day and you go there musty and hair not combed, the Most High is like, dude, you did that to yourself. You trying to be too over-righteous. It's not using wisdom. You know when somebody is musty or farting, people looking around like, man, what's going on up in here? Everyone knows when somebody busts a quiet one. Everyone knows. So let's not sit here and act like what I'm saying is foreign. Most of us know calling someone an ape is racist. I want to get to the point here. And it said the people of African descent. To understand the power and scope. Now, this is University of Melbourne here. To understand the power and scope of the ape insult, we need a dose of history. When I was an undergraduate at the university, I learned about racism and colonialism, particularly the influence of Charles Darwin, 1809 through 1882, whose ideas seemed to make racism nastier. They were teaching us this garbage in school. Indeed, it's easy to infer this. Darwin's theory of natural selection, 1859, showed that the closest ancestors of human beings were the great apes. Sounding familiar? While they're calling mpox and Ebola and talking about, hey, people being close to apes, what are they really trying to say here? What do they really believe? Do they truly believe in the God of Israel? Like they telling you they believe in, so they in one narrative, they act like they support Israel and they believe in the God of Israel. Right? They don't say they believe in the God of Israel, but they show it by just supporting these Romans over there and these converts. But on the other hand, what do they really believe if they're pushing the mpox, and they're pushing, allegedly, the Ebola? I said they. I didn't say who. Okay? I know we just read it from who, but I didn't say who. So, and we're talking about the WHO. We read information from there, but they, you have to determine who's they. All right? And the idea that Homo sapiens were descended from monkeys rapidly became part of a theater of evolution. Darwin himself was often depicted as a half man, half monkey. Now, not trying to be racist, but if you want to be quite honest, Esau dealt with some Canaanites who were in the mountain in the area of Jordan where the Canaanites were. Okay, when you look up who was Edom, and we do it in our Hebrew and Bible Academy, you'll realize that his parents told him, don't go and deal with the daughters of Canaan. That's like you, a young man, your parents tell you, hey, don't go deal with them, those type of girls over there. They a little fast in that neighborhood over there. You deal with somebody who's a little bit more going to match with our family. Esau did the opposite. He married an Ishmaelite, but he also went to go and marry other types of women and also Canaanite women. Right? And some of those Canaanite women, unfortunately, were part of the seed of the giants. So if anybody coming from a cave and with some apes, you trying to talk about the black people or the African Americans, let's talk about that. Real history according to the Bible. Esau himself was not that, but unfortunately, he had children with one of the Canaanites' daughters, who was linked with the Nephilim seed. And we teach it in our Hebrew and Bible Academy if you want to go into details. I'm just going to keep it brief tonight. All right? So I can believe what they just said, half man, half monkey. And I ain't going to say monkey, but something, giant. Instead of them putting that on us. So it's like they putting their thing on us. When you are the opposite of what you're talking about. What's more, while most evolutionists believe that all human races descended from the same stock, they also noted that migration and natural sexual selection had created human varieties in their eyes appeared superior to African or Aborigines. So it's talking about the native Indians, the Aboriginals in Australia and around the world, in parts of Africa, see, and mostly obviously the Americas. It's relating these monkeys to us when they were the ones in the caves. See? One second, let me go down here a little bit. So this is where this stuff came from. Let me see. In the early 20th century, in the role of evolutionary thought, in the role of the 20th century, the increasing popularity of Mendelian genetics, named after Gregor Johann Mendel, 1822 through 1884, did nothing to dispose his way of thinking. If anything, it made things worse. It suggested that the races had become separate species, and that Africans, in particular, were far closer in evolutionary terms to the great apes than were, say, Europeans. That's why they act superior over you. Well, this is my thing. We're going to talk about it later. If apes are black people, there's books out there that show that black people created everything. And I'm not saying this from an opinion. I happen to have one of those. Where did I put that thing? I got a scroll here. Not from the Jewish people. I got one of these black people scrolls. Oh yeah, listen, let me tell you right now. I got one of these black people scrolls with a little gold. I'm just like, for me, it's like, if we're closer to the apes, I don't know, man. It might be all right being an ape then, because apes can dance. Apes can cook. Apes is so beautiful and pretty. And guess what? If being an ape is so bad, it show a lot of white women that want some of these apes. See? It show a lot of white men that want some of these ape women. I'm just saying. And it show a lot of people who want us to play in these sports to make them some money. I mean, these apes seem to be a little smart. I'm just saying. I mean, they are talented. They seem to be able to dance and sing and run hip hop. You telling me these the apes you talking about? I'm just saying, if I open this scroll right here, the Hall of Fame, some of the inventions by Africans and African Americans, they created almost everything for comfortable modern living. And guess what? It goes on and on and on. And these are not opinions. These are historical facts. I'm going to name a few of them in a second, since the apes are so bad. I mean, to me, for my opinion, it seems as if that they should be running things, because I think if the apes left and went to the forest like they show in the Planet of the Apes, it would be a boring place. It'd be a bland place. Huh? It would be no, excuse my language, booty rocking everywhere. Huh? Yeah. So I'm just saying. It's a little humor in it, but let's be quite honest. You know that. But we're going to go into some of these in a second here. Yeah, that beautiful scroll, huh? That's for my children's history there. And so that's not an opinion I'm making up. What you got me there? I got 3 drinks. You love me so much. My wife got me 3 drinks. I got some tea, I got some BCAAs, and I got some protein. You see what I'm talking about? Yeah, that key supplements cup. Burn my lip. So, yeah. Apes don't seem that bad, do they? The Planet of the Apes. Planet of the Jakes. How do these apes on their own planet just keep taking over and evolve? Yeah, let me tell you something so stupid, though. How many of you been around apes? We all been around apes for so long, right? Have you ever seen a black person come from an ape? Have anybody? We've yet to see the apes, and they just stuck where they are, right? None of them we never seen them halfway turn into a black person, get no dreads. We've never seen that. I mean, this had to be one of the most dumbest theories ever. Stupidest theories ever. That means they think we're stupid. I mean, they act like they think we're stupid, but I tell you what, if we went to the wilderness with our people, they would miss us just like Pharaoh did. Pharaoh regretted that we left. My goodness. Go back to Africa, right? You talking about going back to Africa and you messing with my people over there. You got your underling flunkies over there. The Asians, like we read about in 2nd Ezra, is like the Most High is going to tear them up too if they don't repent and turn to Christ. Because the Most High is mad at Japhet for being a copycat to you, Esau. See, he's mad at Ishmael because he's your flunky that the Catholic Church started Islam with, over there enslaving our people. You're just taking advantage in a bullying type of spiritual manner. Got our people over there worshiping a rock that we throw around somewhere. Let's look up some of the black inventions. Let me just name a few. Since the apes have not evolved. I mean, I can't say the apes evolved if they creating all this. Let's just say. I can't name all the names. I'll just name some of the things. We can always go do that research just for the time's sake. Frederick M. Jones, I'll name some of them. Lawn sprinkler. Boy, Esau, you wouldn't have that nice lawn if it wasn't for Frederick M. Jones. Lock. G. Cook. That door lock, you wouldn't be safe at night. Lantern, you wouldn't be able to see. We had lanterns all the way back during the times when we were in Israel. Lubricating cup, mailbox, mop, motor, peanut butter, record player arm, refrigerator, riding saddles, rolling pin, shampoo headrest, spark plug. You wouldn't be able to spark up them big old country trucks there. Huh? See, you've made things off of our original inventions. And now you walking around like, yeah, this is how you do it. You got to do it this way. Boy, don't forget where you come from. Literally. Isaac was a black man. It's not about race, but you calling us apes. But it's okay. We're going to show you that Jacob is the former of all things, even you. See? That's why you mad. Instead of acting like our brother, you would act like Cain. See? That's why you mad. Jacob is the former of all things, even you. A black man created you. And if you're going to say, hey, well, he's not God. Well, guess what? God is a black man too. Let's go. Yeah, some of you guys can call in tonight. Let us know some of the other inventions you may know about or you learned about as you was growing up. Since you the apes. Let these things motivate you, children of Israel, because this is your kingdom. This is your planet that's coming. Straightening comb, stethoscope, street sweeper, stove. Yeah, them streets wouldn't be looking clean. The stove, so you can cook inside your house. Telephone transmitter, thermostat control. Oh, that beautiful AC. And everything else that come with them thermostat controls. Traffic light. It save a lot of people's lives on it every day. And you're using it now, hey, to give our people tickets. Tricycle, TV remote control so you can sit back with that big pot belly and watch your series. Typewriter. You wouldn't, let me tell you. Yeah, your Apple computers, they wouldn't have a keyboard if we didn't create the typewriter. VCR remote time. That's just a little bit of it. That's just a little bit of it. We didn't even, let me tell you, we haven't even got to the good stuff. I want you to know that this is the planet. When you ever get in your mind and think that you somebody special, you got that from the Most High to be over us because our people fail. But don't you forget who created everything. White is not superior. Black is. And it ain't about black or white. But if you want to get in that argument, hey, a black man created everything. That's superior overall if you want to deal with some color. That's a let me tell you, that's you understand a first grade argument. Elementary school argument. voanews.com. Everyday things created by black inventors. Just look at a few of them, guys. Just look at a few of them. Shouldn't we be getting for free everything we made? Look at that good chair that you got in your schools. Look at that gas mask, right? Look at that tater chip. Huh? We can call it tater chip because we invented it. We don't have to call it potato chip because some of these words that you didn't made is conniving and stupid. Your English language that you have, let me tell you, translated from when we created language is garbage. Telling these babies to spell knife with a K. Telling them to put the E at the end of a word. So yeah, that part is silent. You don't got to say that part. And then when you finally teach that to them, then they like, well, THE, the E is at the end of the word. How is that a long E if there ain't another E to prove that it's long? Shouldn't it be that instead of the? The English language that Esau have translated now, since we dealt with it back then, is stupid. Let me tell you, when you teaching your children, you be sitting there like, man, this is. You got to tell them, no, you got to do this one like that because this. You trying to explain to them something that don't make sense. So their inventions are garbage. Or let me tell you, who's the apes? Ask yourself why some of these letters are in front of some of these words. Ask yourself that. I mean, the English is flipped all upside down, and people walking around looking down on people as if they not educated. At least they understand common sense. So everybody who we call who we think is not educated, some of them, you know, they may say it. They say it like a child would hear it. When you tell a child to spell or say some of these things, they're gonna say it how the Most High intended it to come out because the Hebrew is like that. Ah, ba, ga, da, ha, wa, za. See? You got all these different sounds and all that just confusing these babies. And some of you think you smart. Elevator. You wouldn't be able to go up and down your Masonic 33 floor if it wasn't for our elevator. And yeah, you can look at it like, yeah, you created it because you're our slaves. You're supposed to create for us. Oh no, brother. Don't think of it like that. Because just like we can create and you listen, just like we can create through the Holy Spirit, we've realized that you can't create anything unless you get knowledge from the fallen angels. We don't need a fallen angel to create anything. See? You taking your steroids every day to keep up with us. When we were overseas, steroids is legal. You could just go get it from the pharmacist. Do they really want us to go in? Do they really want us to go in? Boy, let me tell you, it's the planet or the kingdom of the Jakes. Jeremiah 10 and 16. Let's hit it real quick, just as a reminder. Somebody try to look down on a black man. Are you kidding me? Try to play with my people. I'm doing this so my people can have something to stand up on. These children can have something to stand up on and know, like, listen, we made everything through the power of our God. And you shouldn't feel bad about that because people want to try to make you walk with your head down every day. Sometimes you'll open a door for a white person. Some of them will be kind. Some of them will look at you like you're supposed to do it, especially some of these white women. And you might as well just stay kind, be wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove, because she's gonna turn into Karen on you. Unfortunately, that's just how it goes. Jeremiah 10 and 16. They make the good have to suffer for the bad in all of our cultures. That's just how it goes. Lord have mercy. You got some of the good Esau be like, Lord, y'all making it bad for us out here. I got a lot of black friends. Don't do that. Now it's the other way around where it's a lot of things that we're learning from Esau, and it's okay because wisdom can come from anybody. But we're not going to let, as a whole nation, people act like they just trotting down and stepping over us like we just some apes. We're going to show you what an ape is. Since you want to call us ape, we're going to show you it's the planet of the apes, the planet of the jakes, swinging from power lines, swinging for everything, just like you made that movie. Listen, you might not have wanted to make that movie because Christ might make us do everything you showed in that movie. Let's read, man. The portion of Jacob is not like them, for he is the former of all things. And Israel is the rod of his inheritance. That's who he rules with. The Lord of hosts is his name. Right? So, he's a former of all things. He created everything that you see from his God. Talk about some apes. Yeah, they should be ruling. Huh? They seem to not do too bad in the sun. Maybe them not turning white was not a bad thing because it seemed like they age well. I'm just saying, you want to go there, Gus go all the way there. Because a color argument is an elementary argument. No one acts to come out whatever color. They just born whatever they're born. Darwin's theory. Please. We almost done. I'm gonna read some more from this scroll before I go into the next part. It's just too many, but I'm just gonna name some of them for y'all real quick. Just pay attention to the history of your people. Look at that thing. That thing. I mean, they couldn't fit them all on here. Let's see. Elisa Augusta Ball was an African American or Israelite, let's say Israelite, chemist who developed an injectable oil extract that was most effective in treatment of leprosy. All right, next. The first woman in the United States to become president of a bank. We're not talking about that type of stuff. 1 second. Dr. Samuel L. Counts, Black American kidney transplantation surgeon. He was the most distinguished for his pioneering work in the field of kidney transplantations and in research discoveries and inventions in renal science. In 1961, he performed the first successful kidney transplant between humans who were not identical twins. 6 years later, he and a team of researchers at the University of California, San Francisco developed the prototype for the Belzar kidney perfusion machine, a device that can preserve kidneys for up to 50 hours from the time they are taken from the donor's body. Now let's name a lot of the. My arm getting tired like Moses. Gong and signal chair. Carbon filament. I don't know what all of these things are. X-ray spectrometer, the cellular phone, the cell phone. Check that out. Hey, iPhone, a black man. Hey, hold up now. The permanent hair wave machine, sanitary belt walker, tissue holder, illusions transmitter, laser phaco probe. If I pronounce some of these wrong, I apologize. I'm trying to speed through it. Incinerate systems plus cabinet bed, street sweeper, ice cream. Oh Lord, ice cream. You know black people love them some ice cream. Got to get you the right one though. Space shuttle retrieval arm, multi-stage rocket, lemon squeezer, dry cleaning, sugar processing, evaporator, dough kneading machine. Oh yeah, when you see your old white ladies on there acting like they just created and been doing this, listen, just so you know where you got it from to be baking that old bread. Explosive spot test, curtain rod supports, egg beater, doorknob, almanac, potato chip, fiber optics, and nanotechnology, baby. Yes, indeed. Huh? And I got all the names, but I can't read all the names here. Self-charging electric car. What's that boy named? Tesla? What's his dude's name? No, not Tesla. The dude who created the Tesla cars again. The one that's written of in Revelations 13. What's his name again? The guy from South Africa. I forgot this dude's name. He ain't that important. He's supposed to be the richest man in the world. I forgot this dude's name. See, I'm about riches in heaven. Yeah, self-charging electric car. Sangulani Mchik Umbutso. Where they say the Mpox is, that's where he from. Elon Musty. Somebody created this before you, brother. Portable rechargeable ventilator, cardio pad, counter collision gadget. Guys, I could just go on and on. I mean, it's so much on here. Nigerian-born geologist, engineer, computer science. It's talking about Dr. Philip Imigwali. Designed the program and formula for the fastest computer on earth. Boy, what you talk about? Jacob is the former of all things. Huh? The connection machine solved a 350-year-old packing problem that was considered to be one of the great unsolved mathematics problems. He also designed the hyperball computer, which is able to forecast long-term global warming patterns. So you done took my people out and tried to use these things against us. Joseph Hawkins invented the gridiron used for broiling food in 1845. It had a trough to catch the fats and liquids that drip from the meat. Sound like a George Foreman grill, don't it? Invented the shampoo headrest. Charles Oren Bailiff invented the steam table used to keep food warm in 1897. Now we know we still in the 1700s, almost 1800s, but we will keep the years how it is, just for educational purposes. That's another thing. If you want to learn more about that, make sure you go to historytimes.org. Okay. Let's see here. Biscuit cutter, super soaker, folding bed by sickle frame corn, change of space shuttle, retrieval arm, rotary engine, shoe lasting machine, ironing board where you iron your clothes on, lubricators, horse bridle bit. Yeah. We had that since Israelite land. Rocket catapult, horseshoe, elevator, pacemaker. Your grandma living because our pacemaker. Your grandpa living because our pacemaker. See? So, guided missile controls, traffic signal, gas mask, lawnmower, hairbrush, typewriter, heating furnace, train alarm, airship, radiation detector, folding chair, hand stamp, fountain pen, dustpan. I don't see a Chinese around right here. Huh? Automatic fishing reel, inspecting destroyer gun, baby buggy, ice cream mold, blood plasma bank, sugar refinement, horse riding saddle, clothes dryer, shoe. The shoe. Nike, you got the shoe from us. Gas burner. Oh yeah, his name is William A. Dietz. Gas burner, kitchen table, video commander, Sandy phone, remote controllers. I'm almost done. Cellular phone. These are just a few too. Cellular phone, press and comb, card couple, envelope, seal, letterbox, laser fuse. Some of these things we take advantage of not knowing it came from our people. Letterbox, laser fuse, stainless steel pads, pressure cooker. Look at that pressure cooker. Torpedo discharger. Wrench. Look at that wrench. Window cleaner, disposable syringe, pencil sharpener, home security system, fire extinguisher, seed planter, lock, arm for recording player, piano. You know we had that harp back then, huh? That's just the modern day. Roller mechanism, curtain rod, door stop, lawn sprinkler, automatic gear shift, photo print, wash, urinalysis machine, photo embossing machine, hydraulic shock absorber, postal letterbox, better refrigerator, mop, furniture caster, stair climbing, wheelchair. Stair climbing wheelchair. Wow. Modern guitar, compound helicopter, golf tee. Look at that golf tee. You don't want to let Tiger Woods get on there, huh? But who created that golf tee? Fire escape ladder to save lives. That saved a lot of lives, having that fire escape ladder. Tandem motor, lantern, thermal hair curlers, automatic cashier. Man, this is just a little bit of that. You know, that ain't bad for some apes. What y'all think out there? That ain't bad for some apes, huh? I got the drink to that. That ain't bad for some apes. That ain't bad for some apes, huh? Them apes seem to be doing all right. That's why you don't want them too much on top. Because even though they're apes, that you call them, boy, can they invent. Boy, can they make up things. At the bottom, if they had it all, who would they be? Yes, indeed. Why they fear us. 1 Samuel 17 and 34. This is where David slew a bear and a lion. Look familiar in this movie? Let me see, can I look familiar in this movie? 1 second. What do you see here? I'm in my Dropbox. I had to screenshot these pictures because I couldn't show it in the actual movie. What do you see here? If you go and watch this movie, any of these movies, you'll see, I forget which one of this one is, The Dawn or The Rise, but they're in the forest and they're showing things related directly to Israelites. I think Caesar or one of them had to fight the bear. I think Caesar was one of the leaders. Who fought bears and slew lions? Israelites. There's records. I just read one of the records. Mention one of the records. David and 1 Samuel 17 and 34. I'll just get it really quick. Hey, them apes something else, huh? I've seen them apes pull some legs apart. Seen some chimpanzees pull limbs apart, or people who went in that forest. Yeah. Yes, indeed. What did I say again? 17 and 34. Yeah, let's see here. Looks similar, don't it? And David said unto Saul, thy servant kept his father's sheep, and there came a lion and a bear, and took a lamb out of the flock. And I went out after him and smote him and delivered it out of his mouth. And when he arose against me, I caught him by his beard and smote him and slew him. Thy servant slew both lion and bear, and his uncircumcised Philistine shall be as one of them, seeing he had defied the armies of the living God. Just like you are defying our armies. Esau, Ishmael, Japhet. Huh? Oh yeah. That's why you showing these things, but we can put it all together. You see that? You see that? You see that bear? He slew that bear. Just like our forefathers David. Hold on, we don't want to show that. We know who that is, huh? That was one of the old files I had in there. Little baby at the little Reuben party. We showed that on the show. Look at that. They don't want us to unite, do they? You see that? Why are they showing this? Don't that look similar to the uproars and the things that they're afraid of? Look at that. You got Esau as the diplomatic ambassador right there. And you got one of our leaders, Caesar, right there. And they call him Caesar. I don't know why they call him Caesar, but he was a leader. Look at that. See? Yeah. Standing together. So we're gonna talk about some more. 1 second. Let's go to the Testament of Judah really quick. I'm gonna show you how they are relating this directly to us. We've proven it from the beginning of this show, beyond any shadow of a doubt. This is who you are. You're not apes. Let's read in the Testament of Judah. And it came to pass when I became a man that my father Jacob prayed over me, saying, Thou shalt be a king and prosperous in all things. And the Lord showed me favor in all my works, both in the field and at home. So, but he had to work, remember. When I saw that I could run with the hind, yeah, Shakara Richardson, yeah, maybe she's not educated about who she is. And all our brothers who have ran in these Olympics. But this is showing you how on point the scriptures are. Running like a hind. I saw that I can run with the hind. He was running as fast as the deer. Then I caught it and prepared meat for my father. Esau was not the only person who could catch and hunt good. Don't forget. You have to understand something. Esau is just a cunning hunter. But that doesn't mean that just because he's a cunning hunter that Jacob didn't know how to do those things. He would just rather deal with kingly things. But don't get it twisted. You can get syrup on your biscuit. You know what I'm talking about? And the Lord showed me favor in all my works, both in the field and at home. When I saw that I could run with the hind, then I caught it and prepared meat for my father. See? I seized upon the roes in the chase. He was catching the deer again. And all that was in the plains I outran. A wild mare I outran, and I caught it and tamed it, talking about a horse. And I slew a lion and plucked a kid out of its mouth, just like David. Once again, David doing the same thing Judah did way back when. It runs in the genes. Right? And I took a bear. What did you see in that? What did you see in that scene again? I took a bear. They were showing that in the planet of the apes. That bear trying to take down one of the monkeys, and they came out and slew that bear with no fear. This comes from our forefathers. They've been reading our records. See? You ain't the only one out there hunting, Esau. Jake can do it if he need to and when he want to, on his leisure time, just when he wants to. See? I seized upon the roes in the chase. Well, no, let me get back to it. I took a bear by his paw and rolled it over a cliff. And if any beast turned upon me, I rent it like a dog. I tore it in half like a dog. No fear. So let me tell you, they get Incredible Hulk from Judah. When you make them mad, Judah don't bother nobody. But when you make them mad, oh boy. When you make them mad, hey, let me tell you, you're going to turn into Superman on you. Our people, even in their lowest, when the Most High puts that spirit on our people, it's going to be something else. I encountered a wild boar and overtaking it in a chase. I tore it. A leopard in Hebron. A leopard is powerful. Boars are powerful. So I just wanted to, he's dealing with oxes and all that. I wanted to show that. Let me tell you, they know exactly who we are. All right? They know exactly who we are. One second. know I had the book of Jasher here. There we go. Just really quick. The book of Jasher, 64. And I think it's in verse 18. 1 second, let me see. One second, guys. Because I can't even read all of this. It's because it's just getting too late. I wanted to talk about in the book of Jasher basically how the Egyptians, this is what they're afraid of. The modern day Egyptians too. Zepho had came and he denied the Most High's power in helping him fight the wars that he had fought over the Japhites. So he ended up coming back to Egypt where we were. I'm trying to remember the best I can because I can't read the whole thing tonight. And the Egyptians, they had us in, under them at the time when Joseph died, and they knew how strong we were. So they said, you know what, let me just leave them behind. Let us go fight the Ishmaelites, because Zepho and Edomites, they would always bring the Ishmaelites as their underlings. Just like today, the Catholic Church uses Ishmael as his underling to try to take our people down through their religions. That flood that would take down the woman, talking about the children of Israel. So this happened even in ancient times. And when the Egyptians got their butt whipped, when they got smashed in war, then they called us and said, come help us, come help us. And so we came and we beat everybody easy, and none of us died. So Zepho ended up dipping. Because don't forget, we kept him prisoner in the book of Jasher in our historical records. The Egyptians realized how strong we were, right? And that we physically can pretty much just take down anybody, even with a small amount of people. They had an issue with that, so they overtook us using tactics like us working on some of these ancient cities in Pithom and Ramesses and stuff like that, right? And some of these historical cities, and they eventually would plan to back out altogether little by little and transition out and promote their people as managers. Okay, they would promote their people as managers and taskmasters over us. So they would hire more of our people, and when they would back out, they would put more of our people in there. And Levi didn't come because Levi already knew that it's like the Most High already had some on Levi, like, nah, y'all my future priests, y'all not gonna be dealing with this situation. They already knew, according to their talent with the Most High, that the Egyptians were playing us. But just like our people modern day, we fell for it. But the Most High still blessed us. The more we worked on these cities, the more that we grew. Because that's the only thing we had to look forward to, is going home with our wife and making more babies, because we just working, not getting paid a lot. So they would hire another Israelite, and then they would back out, hire another Israelite, and they would come back like a year and a half later, and then they would be over us. And it got to a point where Pharaoh started to kill our firstborn. The Most High himself, with his angels, the women would go into the forest, right? Into the places, not to the forest, to the places where we will plant the crops. And they would have the babies there. The Most High would feed the angels butter, milk and honey from a rock. It got to the point to where the Pharaoh got aware of it, and he's tried to start going through plowing where we planted. So the Most High opened up the earth and allowed the children to grow, and when they were done growing, he let them out of the earth. This is in the book of Jasher. So I'm trying to remember it all so I don't forget it. So through their having us working on their cities, this was an example of modern day inflation, high interest rates, low wages, Section 8. Why am I saying Section 8? because in Planned Parenthood, what they use modern day, because they would eventually kill our firstborn and they would keep us from our women. So when you read in the book of Joshua, it said that they made us work hard on purpose so that they can keep us away from our women. So we didn't really have time for our women. We had to work so hard, go home, had to wake up early in the morning to be back building these cities. So we wouldn't have time, and we'd be too tired to try to make babies. What does that sound like? That sounds like Section 8, separating the man from the women. The same thing that they did in Egypt, they're doing today. You can read this in the book of Joshua in chapter 64, chapter 65, okay, and chapter 61. All right? So, also, I do want to go to the book of Joshua to relate how every time we start to mention that we are the children of Israel or the real Jews, how they act like, oh, I can't believe you're saying it. There's Ethiopian Jews, but your people don't claim that. What are you talking about? They try to act like they don't know what's going on. They did this in ancient Egypt, but I'm going to prove it. Chapter 79 in the book of Joshua. One second here. One second. One second, guys. I want to prove this really quick. Watch this. Verse 44. Let me see. Can I get that really quick? And here we go. Verse 44 says, no, let's go to 43. And when the king saw this thing, he ordered the book of the records that related to the kings of Egypt to be brought, and they brought the book of records, the chronicles of the kings of Egypt, in which all the idols of the Egypt were inscribed. For they thought of finding therein the name of, obviously it's not Jehovah. Obviously, definitely it's not Jehovah. That was the name of their God. So they would put this stupidity in here in false translation, knowing our people would wake up later. Jehovah, Yahweh, was the name of their God, the calf. It's talking about the name of Ahia, I am. Okay? So for those of you out here, no, Jehovah, no. That was the name of the golden calf, guys. All right? So those of you calling on Yahweh, that's what you're reading right now. So, for they thought of finding therein the name of Ahia, but they found it not, because Moses, all right, was given that name to actually free the children of Israel in the book of Exodus, chapter 3. All right? His name is I am that I am, Ahia. So, he's acting like, verse 44, and Pharaoh said to Moses and Aaron, behold, I have not found the name of your God written in this book, and his name I know not. Right? But his counselors knew about it. But that's like modern day. Every time you mention, oh, we the Hebrews, and like, what is that? That's Hebrew Israelites. That's some type of cult or some type of religion. No, it's not. It's a people. So the same thing that Pharaoh was doing back then, the same thing these people do modern day. Try to play stupid and act like they don't know what's going on. But it's okay. Because everything is getting ready to be turned on their own heads. All right? And I wanted to tell you guys, during the wars in that time, showing you the Most High helped Zepho win some of those wars. He helped Esau. Balaam was doing witchcraft and sorcery to fight. So all you brothers out there who's trying to physically act hard, it's good to be in shape and good to train and do these things, but don't be too into yourself. The Most High was with our people in war. You can read it in the book of Joshua. The story the overview that I just gave to you, the summaries that I just gave to you, when you read in the details, it's going to tell you none of us died because of the Most High, not because of those brothers. So when brothers get too deep, I may be walking around brothers just so extra cocky for no reason. Like, dude, you're not deep. Just because you won a few physical battles, you ain't of the ancient, man, because they're humble enough to know that their God helped them win the wars. Strength comes from heaven. Anybody can be touched. Right? You walk around humble and be peaceful with all men, like the scripture says. You defend yourself if you have to, but these are basic fights. When you fight in a war, every time you read about ancient wars, a God is present. So get your cockiness up out of here. You're not that tough. None of us are. We need our God to win the heavenly wars. These are spiritual battles when you're fighting wars, like a true war. When you watch Vikings and all of that, their gods are present. They had to pray. They had to do sacrifices. Their gods are fighting with them. And every time someone came against the children of Israel, they lost because our God is the God of all gods. It wasn't just men fighting. All right? So, let me tell you. This is why I call this lesson, the planet of Jakes, because that's what it's about. They're bringing no disrespect to this person. I'm not going to disrespect any man I don't know, but I don't know him. His people know him. This is in my neighborhood. Pakistani, this is G.O.C.C. I'm not going to defame the brother, nothing like that. Well, not brother, but this man. Because he's not my brother. He worships a different God. He might come over here and do a good job, whatever, I don't know. But the whole deal is he can do that in Pakistan or East India. So when I see these signs, I'm like, our people similar as the days old, mayors and governors and stuff like that, city councilmen, they're allowing this stuff to happen. And then they want to cry, and talk about the white man. When these East Indians and everybody else, the Chinese, is sliding right up under the white man. And they're allowing it. They all working together. See? Yeah, you want to talk about black and brown. They slid the black and brown Arabs over here. Black and brown used to represent Hispanics and Negroes. Now they didn't slid in Arabs and East Indians. When have I seen our people in the gas stations and things like that? So we were just reading about this in 2nd Ezra chapter 15, I think. Pakistani American Ali Shekhani, you got the name Sheikh in there, Shekhani, Ali Shekhani wins constable election in Texas. And I'm looking at these signs while I'm driving by every day. And I'm just sitting there like, is this serious? Is this really going down right now? No offense to this person. I'm not going to disrespect them, but I want someone to govern my own people. I think police are good because you'll have idiots out here just committing crimes. But when I see all of their people coming over here and in their country, their money is worthless. That's just the truth about it. It's nowhere near the dollar in East India. You could pay them $5 and that might be $50 to them. And then they come over here and look down on us like we're nothing. I have a problem with that. And now they're going to bring and hire all their people and start policing your people. So get ready. See? Pakistani American Ali Shekhani has beaten all odds to win a covenant constable position in Fort Bend County, Houston, Texas. It was an interesting contest between two American Pakistani police officers who enjoy big support and huge respect among different communities. See, you don't listen. This is a Republican state, so don't think it's about Democrat and Republicans because Esau allowed this too. This is the same Sugar Land area where slaves used to be slaving the sugarland crop. I mean the sugarcane crop. See? So, and in Fort Bend County is one of the biggest, strongest counties here. And this is what's going on. Why our people are playing around not knowing that, hey, they're infiltrating because of the planet of the Jakes, the kingdom of the Jakes. They had different movies of it, right? They would name a few different things. Let's see. Before we close it out, just so you can check this out really quick. You had It's wikipedia.org. We can go there for this. Let me see, just really quick. I know they had the different names. I thought I was going to be able to see all of them. Give me one moment. I know you had the Dawn of the Apes. You had Rise of the Planet of the Apes, Kingdom of the Apes, Conquest. I mean, that's an old one, right? So the last one was the Kingdom of the Apes. Why did they call the last one the Kingdom of the Apes? See? I was trying to see. Yeah, it's okay. You guys can look it up on your own time. So yeah, the last one was the Kingdom of the Apes. What do they know that we don't know? So being that it's the Kingdom of the Apes, we need to bring this Mpox out. We need to bring out this, I'm not saying it, but I'm saying it in humor, right? That I think an enemy would say to someone who's calling another people apes. We need to bring out this Ebola. When it comes to that word, translates to dark, black-skinned people. When everything, and even from the ancient times, Eber, when it comes to these sicknesses, it keeps talking about Africa and monkeys and, right? And guys, listen. I want to ask a question. Have you guys seen and this is how you know that it's all about us. This is how you know it's all about us. Fair use for educational purposes only. Look. That's how you know it's all about us. The Ebony, the Ebos. Kamala paid Beyonce $10 million to publicly support her. $5 million for Megan Thee Stallion. $3 million for Lizzo. And since when Eminem only get 1.8 million? Yeah, you probably say, well, that's because Eminem is not popular anymore. Well, you usually don't see black people usually get paid that much, but that shows, it was a little desperate to get the blacks to vote. See? Right? It's all about, it's all about the Jakes. It's all about the Jakes. You have a new article talking about some chimps is going to move from New Mexico facility to Louisiana. Here we go. Right? New York Times. 43 monkeys escaped. South Carolina. Guys. Right? That's the news today, huh? That's the news today, huh? Hey, listen, I don't want none of these things y'all have. I don't need it like that, bruh. I don't need none of your subscriptions. Let me ask you a question out there in the Carolinas. Have any of y'all seen any of these monkeys? Have any of y'all seen any of these monkeys in the hood? Huh? Have you seen any of these monkeys? Because you know what they usually say. Oh, they're already talking about it. 43 monkeys escaped in South Carolina. And you see one in Philly somewhere, or New York. Right? Next thing you know, it's traveled this many miles. Or you see one in the hood somewhere, and then they tape everything off. And they say, oh, yeah, one black person have got in contact. And then that black person, who was he last in contact with? So we got to trace that person down. And then that person then went to Texas. And we seen that person was in contact with this many people. That's how this thing goes. Don't fall for the okie doke. See? Because they don't want the Planet of Jakes. Didn't they show things like this? Look, what you remember this movie? Huh? The Black Panther? What you see in the sky? This is what these little brothers were seeing out there in the hood on this movie. What the Bible calls a cloud. A chariot hiding in a cloud. Look at what these young brothers is looking at. See that? That spaceship cloaked in the cloud? You see that? Right? Another spaceship. You see that? Cloaked. And look how they showing it came from the jewels. Who wore jewels for each tribe? Our people. And guess what? When you read in the Josephus, some of the jewels that the priests were can be seen from miles away, and the Gentiles will know that our God was speaking to our priest if we were going to win the war or not. They knew. Yeah, let me tell you, they show all of these things in their movies. And listen, our people, they've been through so much. Even at their lowest, they let me tell you, you couldn't whip out behind. Let me give you an example. Look at our brother here. He probably been through, he probably been on drugs. But listen, if the Most High put the spirit on this brother, and he really turned to the Superman that they're afraid of, it'd be an issue. Now this might be a little humorous and all of that, but listen, listen, Esau ain't got nothing on me, even in my lowest state.
What he doing?
What'd he do? Oh, that's the real super. Let me see. Hell no. I'm talking about. Oh yeah. Every bit. Oh, you look like Superman for real. Gotcha.
A black Superman.
A black Superman.
White Superman. He did the thing green kryptonite.
Oh, okay.
Black Superman ain't got shit on him.
Ain't got shit on you. I with that. Oh, I with it. I with it. Toya. Oh, hell, you got to punch somebody. Let me see how you move there, Super. Do a magic punch. That was too low. That was
Hey, listen. Now that might be funny, but check it out. I'm looking at the irony of this brother's in the Superman suit. Now we know that S means for Satan, but I'm saying this is what they're really afraid of. They're gonna see people just like that. And guess what? When that brother's end up throwing that punch, a fireball gonna end up coming into somebody's chest when Christ come back. That's what they really afraid of. Let me tell you, they put our people through all these things, and our people are still living. Right? And listen, I don't know, some of with our people genetics, it's the same thing like when we were in Egypt. The Most High was preserving us. Everything these people put us through with all of these serpent fangs when we were children, when we had to go to these doctor's office, these poisons that was in us. And we're still here, still pushing. Right? So if we are like this at our lowest, what are we gonna be when we have it all? Right? So I'm gonna leave it there tonight. It's too late for me to open up the calls. I'm not gonna open up the calls tonight. You know what I mean? But you know what? I'll open it up I'll open it up for 10 minutes. I want to know a question. This is what I want to know. I do want to know something. I want to know, the number is 281-973-6872. I know it's late for some places, so it's either some people call in within the next 3 to 5 minutes, or I'm going to end the show. But I do want to know a question. Have you ever seen any Arab inventions? Please, I don't want to be racist. Have you ever seen any like Arab inventions, Chinese inventions, Russian inventions? I'm not saying they're not out there, but I think we know from our history that we pretty much invented everything. When it comes to talent, Do you know any famous Arab singers? Do you know, if I asked you in 5 seconds? Yeah, I want to know. So we have the 704 area code. Shalom. Hey, my brother, this is Brother Kayam, huh? I want to ask you a question before you go. Before you start, let me ask you a question. Really quick. I'm going to give you 5 seconds for each question. And it's okay if you get it wrong, but I want to know. First, I want you to name me a black female singer. Just any female singer. 1, 2, Whitney Houston. I want you to name me a black female singer. Male singer. 1, 2, Al Green. 5 seconds. Name me a famous Arab singer, whether male or female. 1, 2, and if you know it, you know it. 3, 4, and next question. 5 seconds. A famous Asian singer, whether male or female. 1, 2, 3, 4. He don't know. Okay. Famous Esau singer. And it's okay. You might know 1 or 2 Esau singers. You got 5 seconds because it might be hard to think. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So listen, we're going to give Esau a break because they from America and he's next to Judah. But this is the thing. Most people will not be able to even name a Esau singer that quick. Can you name any Arab inventions in 5 seconds? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can you name any Japhet inventions? Now, so what I'm saying, and I know I'm bringing humor, but I'm trying to bring some points here. That these people put us down so much, but what do they actually do special? I personally, as an elder, I've traveled to Arabia, and I've lived there 8 years, brother, and I can't tell you an Arab invention. I can tell you an Alibaba, a taxi driver who gonna try to beat you up for some money. Only Arab singer I know, he sing a song, but he's not Arab. He was there was a white man, wasn't it? Who played the Prince Ali Ababa. Who? Yeah, but that's Esau. So Esau, listen, Esau's only getting it because they was next to Judah. But if they were not next to Judah, they would still be like in the King James times, dancing in the ballrooms. Cornered in the mug. I have to keep it real with you. So I'm not trying to. What I'm saying is, how do you go talk about my people as apes, and everybody, if they see y'all dancing in a room, everybody will be quiet like a mouse. It'll be crickets. It's a taste test popping off, that chicken gonna be looking a little rubbery. So no one can call my people apes. It seems like if we call apes, that means we some good apes. Then that means apes need to be running for president. But what you got to say tonight, my brother? What you got to say? Come on. One second. They say you muted. Oh Lord, I 1 second. They say you muted. Let me fix it. Y'all give me 1 second here, please. Y'all give me 1 second. I'm gonna fix that right now because this OBS try to be tripping out on me. Let me see. Speak.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Shalom.
There we go. I'm sorry about that, people. Now he couldn't name any Arab, Asian any other inventions. Okay, he couldn't. He couldn't name the singers, and that's no disrespect. We just proving the point that how y'all gonna try to knock us and keep us down when we are the ones who built everything and keep this place up. But go ahead, my brother. Finish your thought now that they can hear you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I was saying this, Elder. So, a couple of my friends, we went to Six Flags. Now, I was I was in the world. I was kind of younger, and what I mean, and a lot of them was, bad kids. I was different. So we just walking, and the security guy. It was two of them, one white brother and one black brother. He was walking, so-called black brother, so-called white brother, and we walking, and so one of my friends threw some soda on a sister, and when she turned around, all she saw was me. So he already saw me before, and he gave me a look, and she pointed me out. So he came up to me, like, man, I knew we was gonna have problems. I said, what happened, sir? He said, you threw soda on. I said, no, sir, I didn't. He said, well, she said you did. I said, no, sir, it wasn't me. He said, well, who was it? So I wasn't gonna tell none of my friends. So make the long story short, Elder, he grabbed for me, and something told me to grab him. So he was a big guy, Elder, and at the time I was probably like 135, soaking wet. So when I grabbed him, sir, he couldn't move and he was shaking. All my friends watching, and he was just shaking and shaking. And I said, man, I told you I didn't do it, right? He said, yeah, it was like a Last Dragon scene, Elder. And, I said, I'm going to let you go because I didn't do it. He said, all right. But, Elder, it's like you were saying, it ain't us that's going to fight these battles. It ain't our strength. It ain't our wisdom. It's none of that. You know what I mean? Because if the heavens wasn't with me, I'm sure that guy would have, ring me like a rag, Elder. But, that's what I wanted to share, Elder. Like, it's not our strength, like you said. It's the heavens. And
Amen.
We got to keep prayed up and listen to leadership and listen to them, like, for real. We have to. Yes, sir.
Well, thank you for calling in tonight, my brother. Beautiful story. And, if you find any Arab or Japheth inventions, man, just make sure you let me know, all right?
Yes, sir. I'm definitely going to talk about it.
All right, now. All right, Shalom.
Yes,
Hey, and my Arab friends out there, listen. I'm not trying to clown on y'all. I have to prove some points that it's not that you guys probably didn't ever create anything. I just never heard about it. But it's like everyone wants to go on my people and forget about my people. And when it's a topic about what we feel about and what we want to discuss, no one wants to hear it. Like Kamala said, I'm not going to just do something for black people. Okay, cool. Well, get your behind up out of here. Go back to East India where your money ain't worth anything. Go on back over there where they worshiping bulls and elephants and Kali with 8 arms and 6 arms and all that. Go on back over there and stop trying to act black talking about there's joy in the morning. Ain't no joy in the morning in India. The Most High put that serpent, that cobra over there. He kicked that cobra over there. Read the book of Adam and Eve. Go and play with your serpents and do your little, your little belly dance. Get up over there and deal with all that. See? That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. So the call that number is 281-973-6872. He woke me up a little bit. Right? So I take 1 or 2 more calls when I'm getting a little tired. I missed the gym today, because I was preparing this show, but it's all good. They said Post Malone, Lord, and somebody said Asians created gunpowder. Are you kidding me? You must have not read the Bible. Maybe just like they try to say Benjamin Franklin created the light bulb. Are you kidding me? Please stop it. We did. I didn't go into all of the inventions. So don't let just because you see some on Google blind you. When it comes to karate, martial arts, you want to give that credit to Egypt too? Total lie. Go and look on some of these hieroglyphs and see. Matter of fact, I just read you in the book of, it told you in the book of Jasher. Right? When we were in Goshen, we was whipping everybody behind. So they had to put that on the wall. So any Gentile who passed, they know, don't mess with these Negroes because guess what? They going to whip some behind. Them and their God. You can't even get karate to the Asians because we went over there as dynasties too. So the credit that's in Asia come from us too. So with the little amount of Asians that's over there, as Israelites, we put salt in that place too. That's where they getting some of that dancing from. But they are some good copycats too. I must admit, right? So, hey, y'all probably like, Elder, you don't want to give credit to nobody. That's not what I'm saying. I just don't know no real inventions. You got to prove to me that they invented that. Just like you like they talk about Kentucky Fried Chicken and these chicken recipes. The slaves was in the kitchen cooking, not the white people. White people weren't cooking nothing. Once they seen our people putting together stuff, oh, master gonna like this. And then later down the line, they took them same recipes and made their family eat and be famous off of that. So don't start with me. Period. See? They don't really want to have a real conversation. Walking around like, listen, girl, go sit down somewhere. See? It's some nice Gentiles who you can posture yourself after in our church. Holy, humble, nice, white, Asian, Arabs, and Chinese people who you can posture yourself at. These are Christ-like people who you need to be after. Huh? But go ahead, enjoy your little empire, because every knee shall bow too. So you either repent or you don't. I'm going to get up out of here. I know it's late. We had one caller in tonight. I appreciate you calling in. I wasn't going to take no calls, but all praises to the Most High. Rise, the planet or the kingdom of the Jakes. Them some smart monkeys, huh? Don't forget all the greatness in the scroll. Look, it's so long. It's like a snake. Look at that. Look at that. I tell you, boy. Listen. The planet of the Jakes is something else, huh? They listen. Right? Anyway, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Most High willing, I will see you all next week. I will try to soon in the near future. I do want to bring some exercise on. I am a personal trainer. I really only pick to personal train some people because it's a boring job for me. But I do like to, some people, you know, who I'm close with, help them. But I will be bringing some people on to train with me, have fun, and just, you know, show people some basics of how to work out. And I sometime I'll come on and do some homesteading things, right? And I'll pre-record that to show just basic things like how to put up an electric fence. If people know, for the people who don't know, and I can, if you are a expert in our body and you do it, hey, you know, send me an email and I'll send some of these things to post on G.O.C.C. media to help the people, not just myself as a homesteader. You have some great homesteaders who's already doing some of these things here. You know, some people don't know, hey, when you get some of these animals, you got to shear them. Sometimes you have to cut the hoofs. I can show you some basic things like that. And that doesn't mean that I'm an expert, but I'm showing you that we can do whatever we put our minds to, right? So, but now I'm not going to go on YouTube and show you something that I just learned yesterday. That I'm not going to do. That's not what I want. I don't want a YouTube situation like that. I want people who actually have some familiarities with the things that they've been doing for a while. You got people like Humble Servants Homestead, right? You have, you know what I mean? Just different homesteading things that our people need to learn and know to prepare for these times, right? And just to educate our people on things, okay? So even if it's a video you record, I can post it on here as long as it's put together good, just to share with our people, okay? Peace and blessings to you guys. And I'm going to get me a little food, and I'm going to, you know, watch me a little series and wake up in the morning and do what I need to do. Make sure you guys go to KIIYsupplements.com. My new supplement, it seems like the devil didn't want it in my warehouse because they act like they couldn't find it. See, I sent it there like a week ago, and oh, we don't know where it's at. Oh, yeah, you better know where it's at because there's a lot of money in that thing. And it's something valuable that's going to help a lot of people. So I'll be talking about that soon, and that will be up on the site, Most High willing, before the end of this week. And I can't wait. I can't wait. I really can't wait to explain the things that it does that you may or may not have known. Most people will not know because most of America doesn't know. And I can't spoil it and give it away tonight. And like I said, I wish I can show you the other colors, but boy, let me tell you, let me tell you right now, boy, it's going down. So I hope you're ready. If you want some of them shoes, get with me. But like I said, these are not just any shoes that you can find. These are some shoes like if you was to go to Europe, you know how y'all like Gucci, yeah. These shoes are made overseas. So it's not cheap for me to make them. It's something that you trying to show off to your people. That's what type of shoe that is. You're not going to find it nowhere. You can't get it anywhere. All right. These are custom. These are what you call L&K, Lion and King. That's our line. Okay. So you won't be able to find those anywhere. These are custom made. And as a matter of fact, what I didn't put out there is each shoe is handmade. It's not made in a factory in China. Each shoe is actually handmade. Leather sole, leather insole, leather top, whatever leather you choose. Also, before I put the copper rivet in there, the leather itself is already grounding you out. The copper rivet is just extra grounding. And when I bring you the reasons for that and the technology and why the toe box is wide, how the Most High made it to be in the beginning, where the witches form your shoes to be like that. Your big toe is not supposed to be in like that. Your big toe is supposed to be wide out. Whole science to it. And when you start to fix that, you feel better. Your whole alignment is better. And you're going to be on point. So that's why I did that. And you're going to go through a process where your foot gets used to that. So you're starting to use the foot muscles how the Most High intended it for it to be, like the ancient times. Your ankles are more stronger. Your feet are more stronger. And when you're walking about, you're not just sitting in comfortable shoes. Not that that's an issue. It's on you. It's not an issue. I'm not saying everybody got to do what I do. But for those who want that education, and want to do everything they can that's possible, like the forefathers. There you go. Okay? So, anyway, peace and blessings. We'll be talking about it soon. And I'll be showing you my little website that I'm going to make for those really soon. And man, they fly. I got, like I said, every color as much as possible. Navy blue, tan, brown, the basic colors that we use or whatever the case may be. And yeah, listen, you're going to be happy. So anyway, you ain't got to wear the elf joints that the East Indians, where you go to East Indian shop, try to get your Passover clothes. We don't need all that. We ain't dealing with the Aladdin joints.
The Bible. Is it hard to understand?
When it comes to reading the Bible, the first thing that comes to mind is the fact that this is the Word of God.
The seals have been broken, and the truth is here.
And when we go throughout the scriptures, when we go throughout extra biblical records, we find that the language that God employed, that He used to create the heavens and the earth, was the Hebrew language.
Christ said, I came for the lost sheep of the house of Israel. But yet no one, no religious leader, no religious church out there anywhere can now identify the 12 tribes of Israel. Can we? God is quite simple, but it seems as if man makes understanding Him hard.
What are those mysteries?
The truth of your book. And the truth will make you